Welcome to the fantasy audiobook, Naruto. Wherever Uchiha flies, descendants are born. Chapter 1. Yu, who was still asleep, suddenly felt something moving beside him. Like a human, Yu had no parents and had been single for 20 years. Apart from mosquitoes and rats, was there anything else breathing in the house? He came back to his senses instantly and opened his eyes suddenly. He found himself lying on a strange tatami. Next to him was a woman in a gauze kimono, looking at him lovingly. And everything around him was unfamiliar. This must be a dream. God has eyes, and I finally had a dream. After thinking about it, he turned over suddenly. Just when he was about to succeed, the sound of a cheap current microphone suddenly echoed in his mind. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully crossing to the ninja realm. Would you like to bind your sister? Can't you see I'm busy? Go away. Not bad, I really didn't choose the wrong person. At the critical moment, Yu didn't bother to pay attention to the disappointing sound of the microphone in his mind. He only knew that this was a dream, and he would not be surprised no matter what weird things happened. Just like that, Yu continued to be busy with his own things. In a trance, it was dawn. When the sun was all over his body, Yu lay on the tatami and sighed. This dream is so real, and it lasted so long. I haven't woken up yet. Although he was reluctant, Yu knew that it was time to wake up. Dreams are dreams after all, and bricks in reality still need to be moved. Yu closed his eyes lightly. When he opened his eyes again, he thought he would wake up in the quilt, but he never thought that the scene around him was still the same as before. What the hell? Why haven't I woken up yet? This is not a dream. This is reality. What's that laughter? Who? As a time traveler, I am naturally your system. I traveled through time. Just as Yu was at a loss, a lot of memories instantly flooded into his mind. This is the Konoha village in the ninja world. I am an 18-year-old Uchiha clan member, named Uchiha Yu. Although he has the title of Uchiha, he is a scum in this clan. He only inherited a handsome face, and his talent and strength are not even as good as an ordinary genin. At the age of 18, he has not even opened the single Magatama Sharingan, and he doesn't even understand the most basic fire escape ninjutsu. He is simply the last one among the last ones, and can be said to be the shame of the clan. What the clan members dislike most is that Yu has a hobby that Uchiha straight men have never had since ancient times. Compared with Jiraiya, even worse. But he is much more popular than Jiraiya, because Yu's appearance is really popular. Yu glanced at the woman beside him, and his memory of her instantly appeared. This woman, she is the person Danzo has hidden in the corner of Konoha village. Because she likes Yu very much, and Danzo is old, so. Quote. No, it's not suitable to stay here for long. It will be miserable if I'm discovered. With my strength, Danzo can kill me 800 times with just one finger. After thinking about it, Yu immediately put on his clothes, and while there was no one outside, he quickly broke through the window and rushed to the Uchiha clan. The journey was soon halfway through. At this time, a young woman saw Yu and suddenly ran over to hug him. 55,555. Brother Yu, you are still alive. I thought I would never see you again. Other female passers-by heard the sound and gathered around Yu with sad faces, wailing one after another. Brother Yu, such a big thing happened to the Uchiha clan, you must be very sad. It's okay, I will always be by your side in the future, as long as you are willing. My dear brother, are you okay? Let me see your abdominal muscles. No, let me see if your body is injured. Quote. Yu was confused by these passionate women, and the dusty memories suddenly took over, making him feel itchy. If he hadn't been exhausted after a night of tossing and turning, he would probably fall into the group of flowers again. Yu pulled the clothes that were about to be torn tight and asked, Stop. Why are you all crying like a funeral? What's going on? It's so weird. The girls were stunned when they heard this, and they stopped their dirty hands and exclaimed. Brother Yu, you don't know that the Uchiha clan had an internal conflict last night and was exterminated by traitors. Yes, the news spread this morning, it's absolutely true, I even went to the entrance of the Uchiha clan to take a few glances. It was a mess, but fortunately, you are still alive, so good. Xiaoyu's face turned pale when he heard this. This plot, could it be that last night was the famous Uchiha clan extermination night? Xiaoyu, who has watched Naruto, naturally knows that the Uchiha clan extermination is related to Danzo, and it can be said that he is the biggest instigator behind the scenes. I didn't expect that when I was messing around, I just happened to avoid this clan extermination night. What a weird coincidence. Just when Xiaoyu was still celebrating, 3 Anbu in black robes suddenly appeared in front of Xiaoyu and said in a cold and somewhat disdainful tone. Your name is Uchiha Xiaoyu, right? Come with us. Seeing that the newcomers were not friendly, before Xiaoyu could react, the women around him had already surrounded Xiaoyu and shouted angrily. What are you going to do to my brother? He won't go with you. The members of the Anbu looked at each other. It was not convenient for them to use force in front of the villagers. The leader of the Anbu coughed lightly and said calmly. Don't get excited. This is the order of the third Hokage. Such a terrible thing happened to the Uchiha clan. The third Hokage wants to express sincere condolences to the survivor of the Uchiha clan, Xiaoyu. Hearing the word Hokage, the women slowly put down their arms in front of Xiaoyu. The third Hokage's influence in Konoha village is absolute. Except for the Uchiha clan, everyone else respects the third Hokage, and no one will disobey his orders. After explaining their intentions, the 3 Anbu directly lifted Xiaoyu up and disappeared in the street in an instant. Xiaoyu wanted to resist, but his strength was not their opponent at all, so he had to let them slaughter him. Soon, 3 Anbu led Xiaoyu to an office. Go in, wait here. The third and Danzo will be here soon. The Anbu captain waved his hand and threw Xiaoyu in fiercely. They looked at Xiaoyu with indifference and disdain. Ah, it hurts. Xiaoyu's weak body couldn't stand such torture. He got up from the ground with difficulty and shouted angrily, Hey! Aren't you going to express your sincere condolences to me? Why do you treat me like this? Anbu captain. Humph, the Uchiha clan, which is so arrogant and domineering, fell into the abyss overnight by the traitor of the clan, leaving only a lustful man and a delirious kid named Sasuke. It's really ironic. Anbu member. Xiaoyu, which girl did you go to harm last night? You are so lucky. If it weren't for your lustful style, you would have become a corpse last night. But Itachi didn't look for you after exterminating the clan. I guess he thought that a waste like you didn't need to be purged at all. Listening to the malicious ridicule of several people, Xiaoyu couldn't stand it anymore. He wanted to get up and resist, but he didn't even have the strength to punch. Xiaoyu, who was overwhelmed by anger, touched the waste bag behind him in a panic. I can't beat you, but I can shoot you to death with shuriken. No matter what kind of person this body was before, at least I am a man of integrity now. Xiaoyu reached into his waste bag, took out the things inside and threw them vigorously. 3 square objects in pink packaging were thrown on the Anbu without any pain. The 3 Anbu were stunned, and then suddenly laughed. These are not shurikens, but brand new condoms. Ha 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 ha. Xiaoyu, you are worthy of being the one who brings honor to the Uchiha clan. Are all the ninja tools of the Uchiha clan this thing? I can't laugh anymore. This is the funniest thing I have ever encountered in my life. This rubbish has really refreshed my cognition over and over again. I dare to assert that the Uchiha clan will never be able to make a name for themselves again, ha ha ha. No, if Lord Hokage and Lord Danzo see us being so out of control, we will definitely be scolded. Let's go out first. I can't help but want to laugh when I see Xiaoyu's face here, ha ha. The 3 of them retreated to the door while laughing. With a bang, the door closed tightly. The laughter of the 3 people could still be vaguely heard outside the door. Xiaoyu clenched his fist tightly and smashed it to the ground weakly. If you are not strong enough, you will only be insulted. System, are you there? Bind with me quickly, I want to become stronger. You finally remembered me. This system is called Zisi Shingzu. Xiaoyu, please take care of me in the future. I will give you a wonderful future, he he he. Zisi Shingzu, system binding is successful. Do you want to open the novice gift package? There are many supreme ninjutsu in it. It is guaranteed to be worth it. Open. How could Xiaoyu hesitate when he heard the word ninjutsu? He just wanted to master the powerful ninjutsu immediately and kill the 3 people at the door. The novice gift package was successfully received. Choose one of the following 4 ninjutsu. After the selection is completed, you will master it perfectly. 6. Sha Yu's eyes lit up. It's so cool to be able to master ninjutsu directly. In front of him, a transparent screen suddenly appeared out of thin air. On the screen, a small book of 4 volumes of ninjutsu appeared. Ninjutsu Perseverance Technique. After using this technique, you will have an extremely tough body. Ninjutsu Perseverance Technique. Your own physique has strong endurance. Ninjutsu, the art of winning the lottery. Ignore science and win the lottery. In front of this technique, any physique that cannot have children will be ineffective. Ninjutsu, the art of heart to heart. The strongest charm technique, only applicable to all opposite genders, devoted and unyielding until death. The above 4 techniques do not consume vitality, only consume chakra, and will not cause any effect on your corresponding organs. Choose one. Sha Yu, hehe. They are all suitable for you. Quote. Sha Yu was dumbfounded. What the hell is this? System. You call this a ninjutsu? Although they are all good. But I don't need it now. Sha Yu just wants to vent her anger now. However, no matter how much he thought about it, the 4 powerful ninjutsu in front of him could not deal with the 3 Anbu at the door. System. Even if you give me a shadow clone, it's better than these. Jeheheji, there will be rewards like shadow clones, but that will happen in the future. Whether you can get it depends on your ability. The novice gift pack just lays the foundation for your future journey. Hey, kid, I am the descendant of the clan system, and you are the only one in a million. Don't let me down. At this point, Sha Yu slowly calmed down and asked curiously, what is this system used for? Is it possible that you want me to increase the population of the Uchiha clan? The more you increase, the more blessings you will have. Yes, because of your relationship, each additional Uchiha clan member will receive random rewards, including ninja skills, chakra, eye skills, physical fitness, etc. Kid, don't you want to become stronger? Then work hard to create. Sha Yu was overjoyed when he heard this. Good guy, isn't this what I'm best at? With his face in this system, given time, he will definitely be the strongest in the ninja world. Since God has wiped out my Uchiha clan, wouldn't it be over if I reborn as a clan again? Start it. That's it. Sha Yu glanced at the novice gift package again and decisively chose Ninja Technique, the technique of Fafa. At present, this technique is what I need most and is also the most effective. At least the hard work every day will not be wasted. Wait a minute, everyone thinks I'm still that wanton pervert, right? Everyone thinks I'm the scum of the Uchiha clan, right? With the blessing of the system, after 1 year, I want you to get to know me again. A gentleman's revenge is never too late. The great plan to rejuvenate the clan is urgent. At this time, the door was pushed open and 2 old men walked in from the door. The visitors were none other than Sarutobi Hiruzen and Shimura Danzo. Sha Yu subconsciously took a few steps back. After all, he was the one left behind in the genocide, and he was afraid that these 2 old men would wipe him out. But what was unexpected was that Sarutobi Hiruzen, who looked sad, actually spread his arms and hugged Sha Yu, sobbing slightly. My child, such an accident suddenly happened to the Uchiha clan. As the Hokage of Konoha, I am really sorry. This was my dereliction of duty. It was my fault that I failed to send people in time to protect the Uchiha clan. Ah, Sha Yu was shocked to see Hiruzen Sarutobi crying so clearly. You are worthy of being the sunshine of Konoha, the tricks are so deep. Do you call the genocide last night a sudden accident? Good guy, no one else has this kind of acting skills. 6. Sha Yu complained repeatedly in his heart, but on the surface, he kept up with the performance of the 3rd generation and continued to maintain his original romantic style. He showed no concern for the genocide last night. Hokage-sama, please don't do this. I'm not used to hugging men. Don't worry about me. I'm an orphan. I just want to live happily among thousands of flowers in my life. I don't have anything to do with women. I don't care. As he spoke, Sha Yu glanced sideways at Danzo, who had a Sema-like face and didn't even look at Sha Yu. Hehe. The 3rd generation loosened his hands and nodded with a smile. It's great that you have such an open-minded attitude. I have informed the world this morning that Uchiha Itachi is an S-level traitorous ninja of Konoha. I will catch him one day. Quote. Xiaoyu. It doesn't matter, as long as I can survive. Third generation. Don't worry, with this lesson learned, I will definitely protect you and Sasuke, the only remaining members of the Uchiha clan in the village, and will never let anyone hurt you. Uchiha will always be a part of Konoha, and everything will be fine. Wherever the leaves of Konoha fly, the fire will continue to grow. The output of a will of fire. Xiaoyu couldn't stand it anymore and interrupted softly. Lord Hokage, I understand what you said. Is there anything else? If nothing else, I'll go back first. I made an appointment with a woman and she's still waiting. Me. Ah, Hiruzen listened to Xiaoyu's words and shook his head helplessly. Even though his family was exterminated and he still thinks about things between men and women, this young man is completely hopeless. Sandai sighed. Okay, if you have any difficulties in the future, come to me and I will try my best to satisfy you. Really? After hearing this, Xiaoyu rolled his eyes and suddenly had a plan in mind. Sandame. Well, really, I remember you are not even considered a ninja now. If you are short of work, I can arrange a civilian job for you. Xiaoyu waved his hand. I don't want to work. It's time-consuming and labor-intensive. No matter how bad my reputation is, I am a member of the Uchiha tribe after all. Since everyone is dead, I must share at least one share of all the property in the Uchiha tribe. Come on, leave 40% to Sasuke, the clan leader's son, I'm not greedy. Sandai was startled. What about the remaining 50%? Xiaoyu scratched his head and smiled. Of course it's confiscation. Hokage-sama and Danzo-sama have been working day and night for Uchiha affairs, especially Danzo-sama. It is said that you collected the corpses of all the Uchiha clan members in the middle of the night. This efficiency moved heaven and earth, moved me even more. And from now on, Sasuke and I will have to pay for our lives. The two adults will send people to protect us in case Uchiha Itachi, the murderer of the genocide, secretly comes back to eliminate us. The 50% of the property can be regarded as protection fees. Sasuke is still young, so there is no need. Discuss it with him, I'll make the decision. The third generation beamed with joy. Oh, Xiaoyu, what are you talking about? You are a member of Konoha, and it is my duty as the Hokage to protect the villagers. However, the village is really financially tight recently, and the funeral arrangements of your clan members are indeed it cost a lot of money. Since you are serious about it, I will accept the 50% for the time being on behalf of the senior management. Quote. Okay, Xiaoyu smiled like a dog and was extremely flattering. There was no hint of Uchiha's arrogance in this expression. He knew in his heart that only by acting harmless and non-threatening could he save his current life. After all, he was not protected by Itachi Uchiha like Sasuke. In front of these two old foxes, if he was not careful, he would be killed. Xiaoyu bent down and bowed while secretly making up his mind. 1 year, only 1 year, when my children are born and have strength, I will definitely regain my dignity. Seeing the satisfied expression on the third generation's face, Xiaoyu took advantage of the situation and said, by the way, Hokage-sama, didn't you just say that I would come to you if I have anything? I just have a merciless request right now. Third generation. Xiaoyu, tell me, I will try my best to satisfy you. Xiaoyu paused and grinned. Lord Hokage, can you make an exception for me? I want to have multiple wives and concubines. Ah, Sandai frowned. Xiaoyu continued. The Uchiha clan has almost been destroyed. I am useless and want to do something for Uchiha. After thinking about it, I am afraid that the only thing I am good at is leaving more descendants for Uchiha. One wife alone is not enough for this wish. Where the leaves are flying, the fire is endless. Now my whole body is full of fire. I am short of grass. How can I grow without grass? I felt the need to find myself some prairie land. Sandai lowered his head and remained silent, unwilling to speak for a long time. He didn't expect that Xiaoyu could find such a high-sounding reason for his lust. Danzo, who had been silent for the whole time, snorted coldly. What a lecher, a piece of trash with a sperm brain. It's really sad that someone like you appears in Uchiha. You're 18 years old and haven't opened your eyes yet. With your genes, you're considered Uchiha. They are all bad breeds too. Sha Yulong responded with a smile. He. It's better than having his bloodline cut off. It would be too deserted for such a large clan to be left with only Sasuke and me. Sasuke is still young, and he will probably only be able to handle the heavy responsibility of staying behind in the next 10 years. Take responsibility for me. HMPH. Danzo rolled his eyes at Sha Yu in disgust and stopped talking. At this time, the third generation was still struggling. This kind of concubinage had never happened in Konoha. He was short-handed. He had received a full 50% of the huge sum just now, and he was really embarrassed to refuse. After thinking about it, the third generation looked at Sha Yu's pale face, and his eyes were focused. Forget it, the Uchiha clan is in a special situation after all, and they really need to develop their population. I believe other villagers will understand this condition. Right. Sandai is someone who has been through this before, and he knows that Sha Yu can only hold 4 or 5 people at most. Moreover, the radical faction of Uchiha has been completely eliminated, and the idea of rebellion has disappeared. As long as the newborn children enter the ninja school and are roasted with the will of fire, they may become the backbone of the village in the future, with no harm at all. Danzo seemed to have thought of this as well, fully acquiescing to Hiruzen's decision and not blocking it. Okay, I'll go down first. Seeing that Sandai agreed, Sha Yu was secretly happy. Ha, fire is always growing, isn't it? If my fire really ignites, I'm afraid you won't be able to stop it even if you want to. All conditions are in place, and the blueprint for establishing the prairie is officially launched. After Sha Yu left, Hiruzen led Danzo back to the Hokage's office. Hiruzen put the crutches aside and sat on the sofa. Hiruzen, you are too kind. You didn't talk nonsense to Sha Yu, and killed Sasuke who was lying in the hospital unconscious due to genjutsu. That's it. The third generation took a puff of smoke. Duanzo. What are you talking about? Sasuke's life is a condition for Itachi to be a spy, how can you do anything to him? Moreover, the fact that Sha Yu is still alive has been revealed by the village chief's wife this morning. Everyone knows that killing Sha Yu now will make people suspicious. Quote. Danzo. What are you afraid of if I take the blame for you? Whatever you dare not do, I will do it. The plan to annihilate the clan has been completed and the goal has been achieved. What will happen even if Sasuke is killed now? Itachi is alone. If he dares to come back and cause trouble, then just what I want. I want Uchiha's blood to be completely cold in this world. The third generation shook his head decisively, and his attitude was extremely firm. No. In short, you are not allowed to touch Sha Yu and Sasuke. Now is a sensitive period, and there are more or less rumors about the truth about the genocide in the village. Please stop looking for me. Trouble. Seeing that Hiruzen was having trouble getting in, Danzo stood up and walked straight out the door like an angry little daughter-in-law. Third generation. Look, it's like this again. As long as you turn around and leave when we have an argument, can't we communicate more? Stay with me for a while. Danzo. I really don't understand why the Nadaime recommended you to be the Hokage. Obviously I am the only one who inherited his toughness, but he asked me to be your good wife, huh? If I were not here, Konoha would be in trouble sooner or later. To be honest, Hinata was abducted by Kumogakure 3 years ago, and your weak approach of sacrificing Hinata to separate the family made me very angry. The third generation shook his head helplessly. Oh, I am doing this for Konoha. Peace is hard won. It is better to sacrifice one member of the Hinata branch family in exchange for peaceful coexistence with Kumogakure than to plunge the entire Konoha into dire straits. Danzo. Peaceful coexistence. Ha, Hiruzen, your conniving attitude will only make Kumogakure even more unscrupulous in the future. It's obvious that they are here to steal Konoha's eyes from us, but it is us who apologize in the end. Speechless. The third generation quietly came to Danzo's side, patted Danzo's shoulder, and comforted him softly. Okay, don't bring up old things anymore, it will hurt your body if you are angry. By the way, Uchiha corpses, you are how to deal with it. Danzo. You don't need to worry about it. They are my people of Konoha in life, and they are my ghosts in Konoha in death. Even if they are corpses, I will let them serve Konoha forever. In the wilderness, Orochimaru's secret base. Uchiha Cannon, a pair of 3 Magatama Sharingan eyes. Uchiha Gray, a pair of 3 Magatama Sharingan eyes. Uchiha Cannon Fodder, 3 Magatama Sharingan. Uchiha Cannon, 3 Magatama Sharingan and half. Uchiha. Pharmacist Kabuto held the list in one hand and inspected the bottles and cans piled on the table with the other, complaining. Lord Orochimaru, these are the fresh Sharingan sent by Danzo's old fox. The quantity is indeed quite large, but the quality is too poor. They are the eyes of a group of cannon fodder. How insincere. Orochimaru leaned elegantly in front of the experimental table, coquettishly brushing his hair behind his ears and playing with the earrings. Tisk, tisk, tisk. It doesn't matter, my favorite is now by my side, and that's enough. For the rest, I'll see not pleasing to the eye. Hearing Orochimaru's words, Yakushi Kabuto's fair cheeks flushed instantly, and he responded excitedly, your favorite? Yes, is it me? Orochimaru-sama, you. I'm really embarrassed to say that. Kabuto, don't get me wrong. Orochimaru fiddled with the sky ring on his finger, and turned to pour cold water on Kabuto's face. When I was at the Akatsuki base last night, a new person joined the organization. Do you know who he is? Yaoshi Kabuto frowned and shook his head. Orochimaru stuck out his long tongue with a greedy look on his face. Tisk, tisk, you are my favorite, Uchiha Itachi. Uchiha Itachi. Kabuto Yakushi's pupils shrank. Is he the one who wiped out the clan last night? He actually joined the Akatsuki organization. Yeah, I really didn't expect that he would become colleagues with me after the genocide. He came here by boat with the reserve member A-Fei. Sure enough, Itachi is also the same type of person as me. He regards the relationship between the village, family, and companions. How could I not love the eyes of a ninja who has become a burden? Yakushi Kabuto. Orochimaru walked to the closet, picked up Akatsuki's uniform and put it on his body. I have to report back to the Akatsuki organization now, and I will leave the rest to you. By the way, how is the study of the child's body going? Kabuto Yakushi. Shin's physique is very special. No matter what kind of cells or organs I transplant into him, there will be no rejection. He is definitely a good material for cloning experiments. Orochimaru nodded with satisfaction. Okay, if you have time, try transplanting the Sharingan brought by Danzo to Nobu. If successful, it will be a huge breakthrough in my cloning research. Kabuto Yakushi. Transplant them all. Orochimaru-sama. Don't you, keep one pair. Don't be ridiculous, I'm Orochimaru, how can I use cannon fodder eyes? My target is only Uchiha Itachi. He is by my side now. For me, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. After saying that, Orochimaru turned and left. Watching Orochimaru's retreating back, Yakushi Kabuto sighed lonely. Well, every night, the only ones left in the base are me and piles of experimental subjects. Orochimaru-sama, my loneliness, why do you will understand later. Late at night, in Konoha village, in front of the hot spring restaurant. This is the place that Uchiha Shao-Yu used to frequent. As soon as Shao-Yu stepped into the door, he heard an extremely seductive voice. Hey, isn't this Shao-Yu's brother? You finally remembered me. Hee. Boss lady, your outfit today is really bad. Hate. The boss lady was passionate and leaned against Shao-Yu. You stay here tonight. You must be scared by what happened to the Uchiha clan. Shao-Yu smiled evilly. Okay, but I'm afraid it won't work for one day. I'm on a major mission now. Time is tight and the mission is heavy. I can only let you stay for a while. Shao-Yu's plan officially started today. The entire Konoha village is his target. Konoha, wait, aren't you going to destroy my clan? Then I will exterminate you at the root. From now on, everyone in Konoha village, big and small, will be my Uchiha. 2 hours have passed. While the landlady was still in a daze, Shao-Yu had already put on his coat and was about to leave. Brother Shao-Yu, can you please not leave? The landlady was reluctant to let him leave. Shao-Yu teased the landlady's long hair and said softly. If you want to be by my side, then you should move to the Uchiha clan. Only in this way will we live closer and it will be more convenient to meet in the future. Are you right? The landlady looked troubled. Brother Shao-Yu, I also want to live next to you, but I have such a big warm soup restaurant to run, it's really. What's so difficult about this? Why don't you just open the hot spring restaurant directly to my Uchiha clan's territory? You can choose a place as big as your clan's territory. As a Uchiha clan member, I don't want to see the streets in my clan's territory. Deadly. But, I don't belong to the Uchiha clan. You know it is clearly stipulated by the superiors that non-Uchiha clan members are prohibited from setting foot in the Uchiha clan. That was before. After last night's incident, this rule has become useless. You can move the hot spring restaurant in with confidence. It will be fine. Xiaoyu paused and continued to persuade. Your store is located in the center of the village, so the rent must be very expensive. I guarantee that as long as you open the hot spring restaurant in my Uchiha clan, I will give you a 20% discount on the rent. Quote. The landlady smiled bitterly. Although the area of the Uchiha clan is huge, it is located in the corner of Konoha village, and is also close to the Konoha police department and Konoha prison. Its commercial value and flow of people cannot be compared with that in the center of the village. If a hot spring restaurant were to be opened in the Uchiha clan, she knew that it would be ruined within a month. Seeing the hesitant look on the landlady's face, Xiaoyu kissed the landlady's forehead lightly and smiled evilly. What? Is it difficult? Don't you want to live next to me? You can come to my door at any time. Wow, this evil smile, and this tone that makes people feel numb all over. So handsome, how could there be such a handsome man? The landlady fell into trouble again and lost her sense. Move, I'll move. My soup restaurant is closed tonight, move now. Hey, then I will rent the largest store next to my house to you. Give me the rent first, and I will get 1 year free for 3 years. No problem, I'll rent it for 30 years first. I'm not short of money, I just hope I can see you every day. Don't worry, since you live close, there are plenty of opportunities. Call. After coming out of the hot soup restaurant, Xiaoyu stood at the door to refresh himself and think about the next goal. In the memory of my mind, there are really too many people I have come into contact with. The greening plan to plant all over Konoha seems to be a laborious task, but it must be implemented with a plan. Let's start with those who have money. Just like the proprietress of the hot spring restaurant, she was not only willing, but also successfully moved the industry into the Uchiha area to boost the economy. This would not only make the deserted Uchiha clan prosperous, but also collect huge rents and give birth to heirs, killing 3 birds with 1 stone. Tisk tisk, it smells so good. Go on, the flower shop owner opposite, remember that the last time I was with you was 9 days ago. Wait for me, Uchiha Natsuyu, I'm coming. The next morning. Xiaoyu lay on the big white bed and was awakened by the constant stream of electricity in his mind. Ding, summarized yesterday, in 10 months there will be at least 6 new Uchiha heirs belonging to you born, and their mothers will be. Well, the system is so noisy. Xiaoyu rubbed his sleepy eyes and lazily sat up from the bed. Strange bed, strange furniture, strange everything. Whose family is this? I remember yesterday, I seem to have been cut off by a group of beards for a long time at the meatball shop. My head hurts. Xiaoyu had forgotten which woman he was taken away by. But he was not surprised. On the contrary, he was used to it. My old self was like this every day, and I would always wake up in a different bedroom the next day. After regaining his energy, Xiaoyu yawned and asked, System, are you kidding me with the prompt you just made? You got pregnant so soon. Jihieji, you don't have to believe me, but you must not believe in the magic of winning the lottery. I said that this technology ignores science. As long as you launch it, you will definitely win. What is needed is efficiency. Keep up the good work, boy, I'm optimistic about you. Quote. Xiaoyu was not satisfied with this result. This is not the level one should have. Oh, it's all the wine's fault for delaying things. If it weren't for being drunk, I would definitely double the total. Gia. Of course I believe you, remember. You and the owner of this house had a total of 7 experiences last night. What a waste. Really, I lost my mind. I was so drunk that I can't remember what happened next. Xiaoyu scratched his head, stood up, put on his clothes, and prepared to leave. He would go back to his home to catch up on his sleep, and then come out at night after getting enough rest. At this moment, the bedroom door was suddenly pushed open. A woman who was very familiar to Xiaoyu walked in. Xiaoyu, are you awake? I've made breakfast. Do you want to eat it with me? Quote. Mitarashi Anko. Xiaoyu, who has watched the Naruto anime, in his impression, Midori Anko is a heroic and tsundere girl, sometimes cute, sometimes naughty, sometimes with a bit of bad. It's simply too lethal. Anko is an absolutely authentic and powerful ninja. The temperament she exudes cannot be compared to those other weak women who can only show off their coquettishness. Could it be that I was with Hongdu at the end yesterday? Seeing Sha Yu staring at her stupidly, with her mouth wide open, Hongdu smiled, handed the steaming breakfast to Sha Yu's mouth, and said angrily, "What? I haven't seen enough yet." Sha Yu looked confused and responded hesitantly, "Hongdu, no. What did we do, yesterday?" "Hey, Sha Yu, have you forgotten everything about yesterday?" I haven't forgotten it. It's just that I don't have much memory. Alcohol is causing it." "Humph, I still said I haven't forgotten it. Look at your expression, it's obvious that this is what you mean. It seems that the senior's evaluation of your style is right. You are indeed the kind of playboy who doesn't admit his mistakes. It's a shame that I trusted you. A mouth that can only make sweet promises. Hongdu, you really misunderstood me. I was really a playboy in the past, I admit it. But now I promise you, I will never do such a thing as not admitting it. I will definitely take responsibility." Quote. Real, that's pretty much it. Midori Anko picked up a piece of bread and stuffed it into Sha Yu's mouth, urging arrogantly, "Eat it while it's hot, it will cool down soon." Hongdu, you hit hard, my throat. The sudden large piece of bread filled Sha Yu's mouth, causing him to retch. Anko smacked her lips and complained angrily, "Compared to you, I'm already very gentle. Eat it." Quote. Seeing Hongdu's angry and ashamed expression, Sha Yu scratched his head in embarrassment. I'm sorry, I really drank too much yesterday, I didn't mean to." Hongdu buried his head deeply and said helplessly, "It's okay, actually, it's okay for me. My memory only stayed in the meatball shop last night, and I have completely forgotten what happened next." Can you tell me about it?" Sha Yu asked softly. Hongdu pouted, flicked her slender hands on Sha Yu's waist, and told Sha Yu everything that happened next. After listening to Hongdu's narration, Sha Yu's memory that was blinded by alcohol was finally gradually awakened. At midnight last night, Anko had just returned to Konoha village from her field mission, and was going to go to the meatball shop to treat herself to her favorite glutinous rice balls and red bean paste. As soon as she entered the store, she found the female store manager, waitress and another attractive woman of the meatball shop sitting at the dining table with Sha Yu, constantly urging Sha Yu to drink. Because Sha Yu had achieved his goal, he didn't want to stay any longer, but these three women were unwilling to let Sha Yu leave. They wanted to get Sha Yu drunk so that he could stay all night. Sha Yu's handsome appearance was famous in Konoha village, and everyone knew about it. Hongdu could tell at a glance that these three women had evil intentions towards Sha Yu. Really, why don't boys know how to protect themselves when they are out there? I often hear seniors say that Uchiha Natsuyu is a playboy, but I think he was obviously coerced. Sigh, Sha Yu, you are so handsome but so pitiful. The Uchiha clan has just been massacred by traitors, and your own reputation has been tarnished by these groups of hungry nymphos. This is too bullying. Seeing Sha Yu's drunken and helpless look, the impulsive Midori Anko couldn't bear it anymore. She wants to transform into a messenger of justice to save Sha Yu. You women, stop it. Don't eat Shiyu tofu anymore. Hey, store manager, what are you doing? Why don't you let me go? Hongdu shouted angrily, and the three women led by the store manager were immediately frightened. They knew Midori Anko, the unique little pepper in the special Jonin circle of Konoha village, and he was once a disciple of the extremely vicious Orochimaru. Who would dare to mess with her? Midori Anko walked to the wine table and shouted coldly, Sha Yu, get up, I'll take you home. Oh, isn't this Hongdu? Why are you here? Shouldn't you be here to let me drink? Sha Yu's eyes were blurred and he was smiling, and his face was red after drinking. Hey, really, how did you make him look like this? Sha Yu, I'm here to save you. While Hongdo scolded the women, she personally picked up Sha Yu and helped him stagger out of the door. Hey, where is your home? Show me the way. Haha, home, sorry, it's gone. Quote. Hearing this, Hongdu suddenly felt inexplicably distressed. Forget it, just spend the day at my house. Hongdu left Sha Yu outside in the middle of the night. Hongdu was really afraid that other women would do evil to Sha Yu again. A few minutes later, Hongdu's house arrived. Hongdu threw Sha Yu on her bed and took out a wet towel to wipe away the countless red lip marks on his face. As the red lip mark disappeared, Sha Yu's clean and handsome face became clearer. Tisk tisk, he's really handsome. No wonder they do. This man is really charming, even I am about to fall. This was the first time Hongdo had stayed so close to Sha Yu's face. She, who usually didn't care about this feeling, also had the idea of kissing Sha Yu. Just when she was still wavering, Sha Yu suddenly opened his eyes, breathing out the strong smell of alcohol, and lost all reason. Hongdu, help the Uchiha clan. I like you. Sha Yu, you. After telling the story about what happened between the two of them last night, Hongdu put his face against Sha Yu's shoulder and asked, how is it? Do you remember it? Sha Yu nodded. Well, I almost remembered everything. That's good. You told me yesterday that you liked me and wanted me to give birth to your child. If you dare not admit it, I will definitely kill you. Hongdu, of course I will be responsible for you, but I want to tell you something. Seeing Sha Yu's expression of embarrassment and hesitation, Hongdu smiled sweetly and snuggled into Sha Yu's arms. I know what you want to say, is it about concubinage? Huh, you. Sha Yu was shocked when he heard this. How did Hongdu know? Did he tell her after he was drunk last night? Enko explained. Yesterday morning, the third Hokage has announced to the entire Konoha village that you will have a son to continue the clan. This system is only for you. Such a tragic thing happened to the Uchiha clan, and now only a few people are left. The other ninja clans and everyone in the village understand that you are doing this to revive Uchiha, and since the third Hokage agrees, the villagers naturally also I don't have any opinion. Sha Yu looked at Hongdo's clear eyes and asked slightly nervously, what about you? Do you have any objections to my plan? Hongdu blushed and smiled, then responded very firmly. Sha Yu, listen to me, I understand your desire to save the clan. Since I have chosen you as my man, then your ambition is my ambition. From now on, I will work hard to give birth to a child for you. I will also sincerely accept other women to stay with us, and will never be jealous. I will work with my future sisters to fulfill our ambition to revive Uchiha. Last night, the moment I handed it over to you for the first time, I already knew. You have a charm that other men don't have, which makes me fall deeply into it and I can't extricate myself. Sha Yu, would you like to marry me? Would you dislike me, who is a little older than you? Enko now has just turned 19, exactly 1 year older than Uchiha Natsuyu. Dislike. Sha Yu was stunned. He waited for a long time before he spoke. Hongdu, do you know that what you just said moved me to the point where my mind went blank? How could I possibly dislike you? In order to prove my love for you, how about we hold a wedding tomorrow? Hongdo put her finger on Sha Yu's lips, smiled and shook her head. Don't worry, your promise is enough. I have a long-term task to do in the evening. I have been following up on this task and no one else can take my place. You can rest assured and wait for me to come back. Then we will hold a grand party. Wedding. Okay, I'll do whatever you want. Let's go eat some meatballs before going on a mission. Suddenly, an afternoon passed. Because Hongdo had to go out on a long-term mission, Sha Yu sent Hongdo to the village gate. After the two reluctantly parted, looking at Hongdo's fading figure, Sha Yu turned around and walked towards the Uchiha clan alone. Go. It's time to go home and take a look. Since traveling here, he has never returned to his home. Walking on the crowded street, Sha Yu specially bought a thin mask and put it on his face. Not for anything else, just to prevent women from previous relationships from recognizing him. Otherwise, I won't be able to go home again. The big plan to rejuvenate the clan, wait until tomorrow morning to revive with full health before continuing. This is Sha Yu's plan. But plans can never keep up with changes. Behind him, a harsh voice suddenly came, Slut, stop. Don't run. Huh, are you calling me? Sha Yu secretly thought that something was wrong, and murmured in his mouth, oh no, it could be the husband of the flower shop proprietress who came to look for me. The husband of the flower shop proprietress is a Junin of Konoha. If he really comes to cause trouble, Sha Yu's three-legged cat strength is impossible to beat him. After thinking about it, Sha Yu was ready to run away, but he never thought that another vicious voice came from behind him. This voice was so close. "Boy, get out of here. Don't block the uncle's way." Quote. Driven by curiosity, Sha Yu stopped and wanted to look back to see what was going on. But just because of this brief hesitation, a powerful and destructive claw suddenly scratched his back. Ah, it hurts. Sha Yu relied on his body's instinct to avoid danger and immediately dodged sideways and fell to the ground. Because of this fall, Sha Yu finally saw the appearance of the person coming. Dark red skin, pointed fangs, sharp claws. Holy shit, orcs. No, this is the art of animal transformation. You are a member of the Inuzuka clan. Sha Yu quickly recalled the memories of the past, but no matter how much he thought about it, he never found out that he had ever had love with a woman from the Inuzuka clan. I have no grudge against you, why do you come to trouble me? It's all your fault for blocking my way to escape. I'll kill you. The members of the Inuzuka clan looked fierce and raised their sharp claws to attack Sha Yu. In an instant, several chains flew from all directions and tightly bound the bodies of the Inuzuka clan members. At the same time, several Anbu ninjas wearing gray ninja uniforms appeared on the surrounding rooftops, and then a tall man with a face full of scars appeared next to Sha Yu. It's the captain of Konoha's torture department, Morino Ihiki. Morino Ibiki did not look at Sha Yu, but stared at the Inuzuka clan member, and said coldly. Pervert, I finally caught you. I'm going to take you to the torture room and serve you well, you pervert. Wait a minute. A girl with red symmetrical facial lines on her cheeks ran out of the alley panting. After seeing the pervert, the girl bit her red lips with tears in her eyes. She jumped up and slapped the pervert with all her strength. You are such a beast, no. You are worse than a beast. The pervert restored his beastman posture to that of an ordinary person, knelt in front of the girl in despair, and said regretfully, I'm sorry. The girl's anger did not diminish at all. Tell me, why did you molest her? The pervert, that night, she was naked and lying in front of me. Honestly, I couldn't control myself. Girl, I couldn't control myself. I asked you to do an autopsy on her. How could you? The pervert hung his head, his voice trembling. It's my fault, I deserve to die. The girl raised her hand and pointed at the pervert angrily, shouting heartbreakingly, you really don't deserve to be a veterinarian. The pervert knocked his head heavily on the ground. I wish I could die to apologize. I'm sorry for this ninja dog. Girl, she is not only a ninja dog. She is also our partner. Doing this to a dead partner, from today, you will be removed from the genealogy of the Inuzuka clan. I said it. Quote. Sha Yu next to him was confused. This was the first time he had seen something so bizarre. What's going on? What happened? The more I listen to the conversation between these two people, the more I feel something is wrong. It's outrageous. Soon, the clan member who was expelled from the Inuzuka clan was taken away by the Anbu. Morino Ihiki noticed the injured Uchiha Natsuyu and asked, this little masked brother, are you okay? Do you need to be taken to the hospital? Hospital, I'm not going. Sha Yu shook his head crazily and decisively refused. There are lessons learned from the past in his memory. If I really go to the hospital, I will definitely be peeled off by a group of nymphomaniac nurses like before, and tied to the bed for various reasons for their entertainment. Body essences are no longer as good as they used to be, so it's unacceptable to waste them in such a wasteful way. Only Sha Yu who truly loves him will give up the waste. For others, sewing once a year is enough. Looking at Sha Yu's emaciated appearance, Morino Ibixi thought he was a poor man and advised. Little brother, you were injured when we were arresting the rapist. Don't worry, we will pay for your medical expenses. You don't have to worry about money. Ah, do I look like a man who is short of money? If it hadn't been for a day and a night, going back and forth nearly 20 times in total, I wouldn't have lost such weight. Sha Yu had no choice but to continue to decline Morino Ibihi's kindness. It's just a skin injury, don't bother me. Now, I just want to have a good sleep. After saying that, Sha Yu turned around, covered his back and walked home. Stop, you can't leave, you'll die. The girl grabbed Sha Yu and reminded her nervously. the claws of that pervert are smeared with the chronic poison secretly prepared by our Inuzuka clan. You may not feel anything now, but if you don't detoxify in time, you won't survive tomorrow. Quote. Ha. As soon as these words came out, Sha Yu was immediately shocked and broke into a cold sweat. How can this be done? The arduous task of fully greening Konoha village has not been completed yet. I can't die. The girl comforted. Don't worry, big brother, our Inuzuka clan will be responsible for your injuries. Come with me, I will let my mother treat you. By the way, this is the first time we meet. My name is Inuzuka Hana. I would also like to thank you for this arrest. If you hadn't accidentally blocked the pervert's path, he wouldn't have been captured so quickly. Inuzuka Flower. It's her. Sha Yu, who has watched Naruto, remembers that Inuzuka Hana is the eldest daughter of Inuzuka Claw, the leader of the Konoha Inuzuka clan, and also the biological sister of Inuzuka Kiba. She is one of the great beauties in the anime. Both in terms of figure and appearance, they are both outstanding. It's a pity that she is only 13 years old now, the same age as Itachi Uchiha. There's no way to do it, at least not for now. But she really has transformed into a woman. The child she was completely different from the adult she will be in the future. If Inuzuka Hana hadn't taken the initiative to tell her name, Sha Yu might not have been able to recognize it for a while. Then I'll trouble sister Inuzuka Hana. Okay, I'll go with you. Soon, Inuzuka Hana brought Sha Yu to the Inuzuka clan's territory. Woof, woof, woof. As soon as he entered the door, 3 identical dark brown puppies pounced on Inuzuka Hana. They are Hana Inuzuka's fighting partners, the 3 Heimaru brothers. Ya walked out of the house holding the young Akamaru in his arms and said hello, sister, you are finally back, huh? Who is this masked man behind you? Oh, he was accidentally poisoned by the dog's claws. I brought him to detoxify him. Yeah, is mom here? She's not here. She went out with Kuroimaru on a patrol mission. She won't be back until an hour later. Ah, what should I do? Inuzuka Hana's smart eyes were full of apology. Big brother, only my mother has the fastest and most comprehensive detoxification technology in the clan. How about, you wait for her to come back at our house, and I will give you emergency treatment for your wound first. I am a veterinarian, even though I am a beginner. But I should be able to stop the bleeding and clean the wound. Ah, okay. Sha Yu readily agreed. With the little beauty taking care of him personally, how could he refuse such a good thing? Entering the living room, at Inuzuka Hana's request, Sha Yu took off his clothes, revealing his fair and lean upper body. Although thin, it is all lean meat and very strong. Especially the waist, the abdominal muscles are full. Other people's abdominal muscles are obtained through hard work, but Sha Yu is different. He relies on rocking for a long time and day and night, he understands everything. Ah, this big brother's body. Boys and girls in the ninja world are precocious and understand everything. This was the first time Inuzuka Hana saw such a perfect male body. She swallowed her saliva, took out a white cotton gauze, and carefully wiped Sha Yu's wounds. Ah, it hurts. Sha Yu frowned and shouted inadvertently. Inuzuka Hana. Hug. I'm sorry, I must have hurt you. My medical skills are not very good. Brother, please try your best to bear it. A large amount of sweat appeared on Sha Yu's forehead, and he smiled bitterly. It's not your fault. For some reason, my wound started to hurt even if you didn't touch it. It was very painful, like a needle prick. Ah, could it be? Inuzuka Hana was shocked when she heard this and quickly cleaned up the blood. She saw that the wound on Sha Yu's back turned purple, and even the skin around the wound was eroded. Oops, this is because there are too many toxins causing irregular spread. If this continues, you will probably die in 10 minutes. Sha Yu trembled all over. Huh. No, how could it happen so quickly? Inuzuka Hana was completely panicked, searching the medicine box helplessly. The medicines and tools were clearly in front of her, but she didn't know what to do. 5555. It's all my fault. If I had learned the detoxification method earlier, I could help you detoxify by myself. Big brother, hold on, I'll go find my mother now. After saying that, Inuzuka Hana hurriedly took the 3 brothers Huiwen and ran out of the door, leaving Sha Yu lying on the floor of the living room groaning in pain. It's really bad luck. Ouch, ouch, ouch. 5 minutes passed. Inuzuka Hana hadn't come back yet. Sha Yu was almost desperate. As a time traveler, it's a pity to die in such a frustrating way of being bitten by a dog. If you want to die, you should die in a woman's belly. System, are you there? Help me. Sorry, kid, I don't have the ability to save people. I'm sorry that you encountered such a thing. I can only say that you were too careless. Still talking nonsense, what could I do just now? I was just a passerby, who would have thought that I would encounter such a mess on the way home? He. Luck is also a part of strength. This may be the current luck of the Uchiha clan, alas. It seems that God wants to destroy the Uchiha. The system can be said to be his last reliance. It has begun to say such depressing words. Is it really going to be cold? I have obviously sown a lot of seeds, just need to wait patiently for them to bloom and bear fruit. I never thought I would die halfway through my business. God, are you jealous of my handsome face too? The purple poison on Sha Yu's back has spread to his neck. It hurts so much. It's getting difficult to breathe. It's over. I'm done. Sha Yu clearly felt that his feet had stepped half a step into the Pure Land. At this moment, the door was suddenly pushed open. A graceful woman with an angelic appearance walked in. Sister Claw, are you home? I have some questions to discuss with you. How can there be a man? Wait, your injury. The woman saw Sha Yu struggling in pain in the living room. After noticing the wound on his back, she immediately ran to his side and skillfully picked up the tools and medicines in the medicine box to treat the poison for Sha Yu. The severe pain made Sha Yu almost unconscious. He opened his eyes slightly, turned his head and looked at her dazedly. Wow, so beautiful. This should be heaven. Are you an angel? Blurred eyes did not affect Sha Yu's ability to identify beauties. He thought he had reached heaven and met an angel. The angel quickly moved the scalpel back and forth on Sha Yu's back, and reminded him urgently. Don't make a sound, just lie down. The poison has penetrated the skin and eroded the bones. I'm going to scrape your bones to treat the poison. Just bear with it. Ah, this is a knife cutting flesh. Without anesthesia, who can bear it? Sha Yu is not the martial Saint Guaneri, and he has already fainted from the pain. I don't know how long it took. Sha Yu woke up slowly in bed. Although I don't know whether the wound on his back is good or bad, I can't feel the pain anymore. What caught my eye was Inuzuka Hana, who had been sitting by the bed and worried about his injury. So, I'm still alive. Big brother, are you awake? Inuzuka Hana was overjoyed and ran to the door and shouted, Mom, Aunt Chushi. Big brother is awake. After a while, two women ran in. The middle-aged woman in the lead had a spiky hair, sharp eyes, and was full of animality. Sha Yu recognized her. She was the chief of the Inuzuka clan, Inuzuka Tail. The second woman had skin as white as snow, big brown curly hair, a pair of frameless glasses, a red tight dress under a white coat, and a tight collar with a golden bell around her neck. When she walked, it made a jingling sound. With her business-style mature woman temperament, it was perfect. Wow, I didn't see it clearly before. This woman must be fertile. Uchiha's plan to build the clan cannot be without her. Who wouldn't like a woman with a bell around her neck? Sha Yu almost sat up in shock from his dying illness. This beauty was the angel who scraped the bone and cured the poison for Sha Yu. The angel twisted to Sha Yu's bed with a ding dong sound and asked softly, I have used the newly developed technology to remove your poison. I have also applied pain-relieving herbs on your back. I think you should be able to get out of bed tomorrow. Sha Yu, thank you, girl, thanks to you. Angel, it's okay, I still want to thank you. This is the first time I have used a person to do the bone scraping and poison treatment method I just developed. Don't blame me. Your life was in an emergency at the time, so I had to make this choice. You are still alive, which proves that my development is feasible. I have done clinical trials with you. Don't mind. Sha Yu smiled and said, you helped me save my life, why would I mind? Cough. Perhaps because he talked too much and his mouth was dry, Sha Yu suddenly coughed. The angel picked up the water on the bedside cabinet and handed it to Sha Yu's mouth. Don't worry, take off the mask and drink some water. If it's not convenient, we can go out first. In the ninja system of the same camp, there is an unwritten rule. Unless it is absolutely necessary, no one may take off other people's masks and masks on their own initiative. Some ninjas have secret missions. Masks and masks are the visible things that hide the identity of ninjas. They cannot be easily exposed. As a ninja clan, the Inuzuka clan naturally understands this truth. But in Sha Yu's case, they really thought too much. Sha Yu was just afraid of being recognized by nymphomaniacs on the street, so he had to wear a mask. Hee, there is nothing inconvenient. My mask can be taken off. Oh, that's great. The mask will hinder your breathing to some extent. I think taking it off will be more beneficial to your physical recovery. Don't move. I will help you take it off. Angel reached behind Sha Yu and slowly took off the mask. However, at the moment when Sha Yu revealed his true face, time seemed to stand still in an instant. Angel, Inuzuka Hana, Inuzuka Claw, the three women were stunned. Their eyes stayed on Sha Yu's face, and they were reluctant to leave for a moment. How could there be such a handsome man? So handsome that it takes your breath away. Even Inuzuka Sume, who had long been tired of men, was slightly moved. Wait, you can't be. Hello, my name is Uchiha Sha Yu. Sure enough, they had heard of this name before. Konoha village has always spread the rumor that there is a handsome guy in the Uchiha clan who is rare in a century, named Uchiha Sha Yu. It is said that his handsome face can make women unable to walk. As long as women see his face, they will fall completely. But unfortunately, it is said that Sha Yu only has his face and nothing else, and he is also a good-for-nothing, lustful scumbag who can only harm girls. The Inuzuka clan is a ninja clan, and strength is respected. They only recognize and respect powerful ninjas. Although they have heard rumors about Uchiha Sha Yu, they are not interested at all, and even hate him. So they have never paid attention to him. Until today, they understood. The rumors are true, he is really handsome. In front of him, other men are really nothing. Seeing their silent, drooling expressions, Sha Yu asked knowingly, "What's wrong with you?" Angel blushed. It's okay, that. I suddenly remembered that you should change the medicine. Come, take off your clothes, I will help you change. My name is Inuzuka Akemi. I am the village flower of the Inuzuka clan, and also the head of Konoha Advanced Technology Research Institute. Please give me more advice in the future. Inuzuka flower. Mom, I seem to have a crush on you. Shut up. No wonder Inuzuka Claw can become the leader of the Inuzuka clan. It's rare for a woman to remain rational in front of Sha Yu. She pulled up Inuzuka Hana and Inuzuka Akemi, who were looking crazy, and cursed angrily. Didn't you hear his name? He's a scumbag. I won't allow you to have anything to do with him. Inuzuka Akemi was already dazzled by Sha Yu's appearance. Those are just hearsay. Look at Sha Yu, he looks so polite. We can't believe the rumors. Inuzuka Hana also added fuel to the fire. Yes, Mom, eldest brother is definitely not that kind of person. Don't forget that he helped us catch the scum of the Inuzuka clan. How can we speak ill of our benefactor like this? Who hasn't been young? I've been here before, do you really think I don't know what you're thinking? The hot-tempered Inuzukazuma cursed. Inuzuka Hana, how old are you? Why are you in love? Go back to your house quickly, don't embarrass the Inuzuka family here. Sha Yu, I ask you to leave as soon as possible, we don't leave scumbags in the Inuzuka family. Sha Yu smiled bitterly, you misunderstood me. I am really not a scumbag. Inuzuka Claw, the news that you are recruiting a family member has spread throughout the Leaf Village, and you are saying that you are not a scumbag. Sha Yu explained forcefully, after experiencing the bloodbath and genocide, I can't just watch the Uchiha clan decline. We all have our own clans, and you know that the most important thing about a clan is its population. In order to revive the Uchiha, I think my idea is right. Besides, the word scumbag doesn't suit me anymore since the genocide. I didn't have a choice before, but now for Uchiha, I want to be a good stud. I will be responsible to the end for every woman who gives birth to a child for me. Wow, brother Sha Yu, you are so domineering. Inuzuka Hana's eyes were heart-shaped. This was the first time she saw someone dare to contradict his mother. Inuzuka's claws clenched his teeth. You can go to whoever you want. In short, I will never allow the women of our Inuzuka clan to be touched by you. Sister, have you gone too far with your misunderstanding? I never asked you to give birth to me from the beginning to the end. It's just your own wild imagination. Sha Yu was speechless, and he immediately turned over and sat up from the bed, left this place. Before going out, Inuzuka Akemi looked at Sha Yu and Sha Yu's back, and reminded her distress-edly, Sha Yu, move gently, be careful of the injury on your back cracking. Before she finished speaking, Chushi looked sideways and suddenly saw Inuzuka Zuma staring at her with a tense face. Chushi was frightened and had to shut her mouth. Snort. After Sha Yu completely disappeared, the three women looked at each other and turned away without saying anything, returning to their respective rooms. Inuzuka Hana tore down all the posters of celebrities and handsome ninjas in her bedroom, and secretly swore, when I grow up, I will marry brother Sha Yu, he is the real handsome guy. After Inuzuka Claw returned to the house, he immediately took off his pants and put on a new pair. He covered his hot face and looked at the portrait of his husband who died due to the Nine Tails Rebellion 7 years ago, and said with shame, "It's hateful. What should I do? My daughter seems to have fallen in love with a scumbag." Husband, you don't want to see our daughter marry an Uchiha scumbag. For the sake of my daughter's future, I have to sacrifice myself. Don't blame me, this is all for the good of our daughter. After saying that, she could no longer restrain her animalistic nature and jumped out of the window, preparing to find Uchiha Sha Yu, hoping to sacrifice herself to make her daughter give up. After running a few steps outside the wall, she happened to pass by Inuzuka Akemi's bedroom. She looked up secretly and saw that there was no one in the bedroom. Strange, where is Akumi? Inuzukazuma was very puzzled. She had clearly seen that Akemi had gone back to the room just now. Looking at the wide-open window, Inuzukazuma suddenly understood something. Oops, can my sister move faster than me? Just now, Inuzuka Akemi had already put her medicine box on her back and climbed through the window to chase Sha Yu. Chapter 11. It is now the next morning. I didn't expect that I would lie in the Inuzuka clan for a whole night, ah. Sha Yu is upset. If it is according to what Inuzuka Akemi said, it will take a whole day for me to recover. A day is not long, but it is really painful for Sha Yu. After all, the plan to Green Konoha cannot be delayed. It's all because of my lack of strength. If I were a strong man, how could I be scratched by a mad dog? In the ninja world where the strong prey on the weak, for me who have no strength, even walking on the road is dangerous. If you are not careful, you will get hurt or even lose your life. If you want to become stronger, you have to keep giving birth to heirs smoothly. If you want to keep going smoothly, you have to survive before your children are born. Tisk tisk, you should think of ways to improve efficiency. It's not okay to delay like this, it will affect the progress. Sha Yu stopped and thought for a moment, and suddenly his eyes lit up. Got it. Anyway, the third Hokage has let the whole village know that I want to take a wife, so why should I go door to door every day and night? Why not just let them move to my house? I can build up the clan without leaving my house, which is safe and saves time, and can also give the sisters in Konoha village a home, isn't that wonderful? Sha Yu has absolute confidence in her appearance and charm. Famous female warriors may not necessarily come, but there are ordinary amateurs. For Sha Yu, who focuses on quantity, they are the main force of the clan building team. There happened to be a stationery store on the side of the road. Sha Yu bought a pen and a lot of paper and wrote furiously. Announcement. Initiator, Uchiha Sha Yu. Closing square bracket. I am a male, 18 years old, from a big family, handsome and rich, with a strong foundation, and with high-quality genes of a wealthy family. Because my Uchiha clan is currently seriously short of people, I sincerely recruit those who are interested to have children to help the Uchiha clan revive and prosper. Closing square bracket. Requirements. Female, aged between 18 and 35, above average appearance, good health is best. If you meet these conditions, it doesn't matter if you are older. Closing square bracket. Those who are interested can submit their resumes and interview at the entrance of the Uchiha clan. After the interview, we are a family and enjoy family treatment. Under the conditions allowed, no one will be left out. This is guaranteed. Closing square bracket. Note: this notice is not limited to the registration time and is valid for a long time. Closing square bracket. Okay, just follow this standard. Soon, Uchiha Sha Yu personally copied dozens of copies, walked through all the bulletin boards at the crossroads in Konoha village, and posted that notice in the most eye-catching place on each bulletin board. After that, he returned to the clan to recuperate with satisfaction. As soon as I stepped into the clan, an inexplicable sense of intimacy arose. Although the scene in front of me was dilapidated and the prosperity in my memory disappeared. But this is my real home after all. It's almost time, Uchiha, everything will be fine. Sha Yu walked slowly to the door of her house. Before she entered the house, several women from the neighbors suddenly ran out and gathered in front of Sha Yu. These women were the first batch of small rich women. Hot Spring Restaurant owner. Sha Yu, you are finally back. I didn't see you yesterday. I missed you so much. Flower shop owner. Sha Yu, I moved the flower shop here according to your arrangement. Ball meatball shop owner. Do you know how sad I was when you were taken away by Hongdu that night? I didn't sleep all night. I was so sad. I always felt empty. Ball meatball shop waiter. 555. Sha Yu, I don't feel like making balls when I can't see you. Sha Yu smiled and said, don't cry, I am very relieved that you can move here. As I said before, I will never abandon you. To show my sincerity, how about getting married? Everyone was surprised and happy. Get married, really? Will I be a member of the Uchiha clan in the future? So excited. In Konoha village, especially in the famous families, women will change their surnames to their husbands' surnames after marrying men, and the family emblems on their clothes will also be changed to the family emblems of their husbands' families. For ordinary people, being able to marry into the famous Uchiha clan is something they never dared to dream of. In fact, they just wanted to follow Sha Yu at first. Unexpectedly, Sha Yu actually gave them a status. I am willing to marry you. From today on, everything I have is yours, Sha Yu. Me too, brother Sha Yu. No, husband, go in and rest, we will accompany you. Sha Yu waved his hand and smiled bitterly. No, 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 I'm afraid I can't accompany you today. I am injured. What did you say? They exclaimed in unison, and looked up and down at Sha Yu's body. Where are you injured? Is it serious? Let the sisters take a look. Sha Yu pointed behind him. My back, I was scratched by someone from the Inuzuka clan, but it doesn't matter. I've received professional treatment, so it shouldn't be a problem. I'll be fine in a few days. The hot spring restaurant owner's face turned red with anger. How could this happen? Now even those dog owners are bullying the Uchiha clan, right? When the Uchiha clan was in power, the Inuzuka clan didn't even dare to breathe. The flower shop owner was also furious. No. This is intolerable. I'm going to find my ex-husband, a senin, and ask him to help me vent my anger for my brother Sha Yu. Sha Yu didn't know whether to laugh or cry after hearing this. Sisters, I know you are doing this for my own good, but it's really unnecessary. It's over now. My injuries were healed by the Inuzuka clan. Now I have to take good care of my injuries. After my body is fully recovered. Hee, you know what I mean. After these words came out, the girls nodded and helped Sha Yu back to her room. Sha Yu, take good care of yourself. If you need anything, be sure to tell me. I'll be at the door, ready to help. And I'll make you some nourishing soup and feed it to you later. Good brother, do you remember my best friend at the meatball shop? Her family runs a massage shop, which has been passed down from generation to generation, and her skills are first class. She will move in later, and I'll ask her to give you a good massage, which will definitely be effective. Okay, let Sha Yu rest quietly by himself. He needs to rest. If there is anything, wait until he has rested well. At the urging of the hot spring restaurant's proprietress, the girls finally left Sha Yu's bedroom, looking back every few steps. Not long after leaving, Sha Yu fell asleep. He was indeed too tired. He walked all over the corners of Konoha village by himself, posted so many revelations, and with the wound on his back, it would be strange if he wasn't tired. This sleep lasted the whole afternoon. If he hadn't felt someone squirming around him and heard the bells ringing, he would have probably continued sleeping. Dingling, dingling. Strange, what's this sound? Sha Yu woke up faintly from his sleep and asked groggily, who is it? Inuzuka Akihiro's voice reached Sha Yu's ears. Shish, don't talk nonsense, I'm changing your dressing, how is it? It doesn't hurt, does it? Xiaoyu, who was lying on his stomach, turned his head and saw the face of the person who came. Aki, Miss Akihiro, Konoha Hospital, in a single room. On the hospital bed, Sasuke was covered in cold sweat, his eyes were closed tightly, and he moaned in horror from time to time. It's like living a terrifying and bloody reincarnation nightmare. Dad, Mom, don't. Brother, stop, stop, phew. Under Uchiha Itachi's sharp blade, both parents fell to the ground, blood splattered on the spot. The same scene repeated 1,000 times. Sasuke almost collapsed, holding his head in his hands, crying heartbreakingly. The next second, Sasuke fell to the ground trembling, drooling. Why, brother, why do you do this? What good will it do to you to kill all the people? Uchiha Itachi responded coldly, to test my strength. Test, measuring, just for this, you're going to kill everyone, right? You don't understand, this is very important. What a joke. Sasuke was so desperate that he rushed to Itachi Uchiha with his childish fists full of hatred in his eyes. Itachi completely ignored Sasuke and hit Sasuke in the abdomen with a fierce uppercut. Ah! Sasuke clutched his stomach and knelt on the ground in pain. At this moment, he instantly felt the cold murderous intent emanating from his once dearest brother. So scary. Cherishing life is the instinct of everyone, let alone a 7-year-old child. Seeing Uchiha Itachi approaching him step by step, the cold killing intent made Sasuke's mind go blank, and all the cells in his body were shouting one word. Escape. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Sasuke rushed out the door, running helplessly under the red moonlit night. He doesn't want to die. But as he ran, Sasuke once again fell into despair. At the end of the road, the man still stood. Seeing that there was no hope of escape, Sasuke shook his head crazily, trying to deny everything. Brother, no, I don't believe it, you are not my brother. My brother loves me, he would not do such a thing. Uchiha Itachi had no expression on his face, and his tone was as cold as before. In the past, it was just acting. The reason why I have been playing the role of the brother you expected is to measure your ability. I will not kill you now. You will become the object of measuring my ability in the future. I believe there is something hidden in you. This possibility. You, like me, are the ones who can learn the Mangekyo Sharingan, but there is a condition for this, which is to watch your best friend or relative die in front of you. Hearing this, Sasuke's pupils dilated instantly. How is this possible? Uchiha Itachi, thanks to Shisui, I can activate this invincible eye technique. Mangekyo Sharingan. Quote. Quote. Sasuke was shocked. The disappearance of Shisui Senpai, could it be, you, brother? Uchiha Itachi didn't want to explain too much about this, and continued to talk to himself. In the main hall of Nanga Shrine, under the 7th tatami from the right, is our clan's secret gathering place. The stone tablet there records everything about the Uchiha clan, why we originally existed, and more, recording the true secret of the Sharingan eye technique. If you can also open your eyes, then including me, there are 3 people who can use the Mangekyo Sharingan. This is the meaning of letting you live. You are as weak as an ant now, and there is no value in being killed by me. My stupid Odudu, if you want to kill me, just hate me, hate me. Go away from the ugly lingering life that only exists to kill my existence, and then come back to me one day when you have the same eyes as me. I hope you won't be as embarrassed as you are now. As soon as he finished speaking, Uchiha Itachi's Mangekyo Sharingan bloomed again. It was at this moment that Sasuke suddenly woke up in the hospital bed. He gasped for air, and the pain in his arm reminded him that everything now was reality. What was repeated in the dream was what really happened that night. The tribe is inexhaustible. Family members died. Brother is gone. It's not an illusion. It's all true. Sasuke walked out of the ward with dull eyes, wanting to go back and have a look. As soon as they reached the corner, they suddenly heard 2 young female nurses talking about Uchiha. Sasuke hasn't woken up yet. Oh, this kid is so pitiful. Yeah, who would have thought that something like this would happen to a famous family like Uchiha? After this genocide, Konoha village lost nearly half of its powerful handsome men, 555, died speechless. Who knows, I have wanted to marry an Uchiha since I was a child, but now it's better, all of them are dead. Hee hee, you still have a chance. I heard that another surviving member of the Uchiha clan is looking for a wife. Sasuke was startled. Is there another clan member alive? Who is it? He really wants to know the name of the living tribesman now. It seems that I am not alone. The discussion between the two young nurses continues. Looking for a wife. Really or fake? Of course it's true. When I passed the intersection before going to work in the afternoon, I found many villagers talking about recruiting wives in front of the notice board. If I weren't afraid of being late, I would have taken a look. Wait a minute, I remember the one who is still alive is called Uchiha Shou, right? Although I haven't seen him, I have heard that he has had a lot of romantic debts. This scumbag is really good at making things happen. He actually did such an outrageous thing as recruiting a wife. Quote. Sasuke, whose mood had eased a little, looked gloomy again when he heard the name Uchiha Shou. Shou is the shame of the Uchiha clan, and it can even be said that everyone in the clan is shouting and beating him. In Sasuke's cognition, Shoyu's romantic personality almost tarnishes the name of Uchiha every day, and every Uchiha clan member regards him as a cancer. Why is he the only one alive? No wonder, he is the only one who would come up with such a scheme to recruit a bride. If there were any other Uchiha men alive who still had some integrity, they would not do such a dirty thing in this extraordinary period. This big scum. I must teach you a lesson myself. If you continue to do this, the Uchiha clan will lose all its face. Although Sasuke is young, he is still very obsessed with the glory of the clan. As the son of the Uchiha clan leader, how could Sasuke tolerate Shoyu's wanton trampling on the majesty of the Uchiha clan? He did not hesitate, and fled directly from the hospital, ran to the Uchiha clan at the fastest speed, and pulled out a kunai from his waist to settle accounts with Shou. Sasuke has absolute confidence in dealing with Shou, the weak chicken. Itachi, didn't you tell me that you killed all the Uchiha people? Why did you keep Shou, that useless guy, alive? It seems that in your heart, you have never considered Shou as a member of the Uchiha. Since you don't want to kill him, then I will kill him. You and Shou are both the cancer of the Uchiha, and I hate them the most. Sasuke became angrier and angrier as he thought about it. The anger he felt now was just like the night of the extermination of the clan a few days ago. Soon, the gate of the Uchiha clan land came into view. Shou, I'm going to kill you. Quote. Sasuke was numb. The scene in front of him was completely beyond his expectations. I thought it should be dead silent. But there were crowds of people, even more lively than before the extermination. What is going on? The Uchiha clan land in front of him didn't look like it had been exterminated. The flow of people was just like that of the commercial center of Konoha village. This was the first time Sasuke had seen the Uchiha clan land so popular since he was a child. Looking around, looking at the long queue in front of Shoyu's house, Sasuke finally understood. This guy, he really thinks he is the master of Uchiha, right? How dare he gather so many people to step into my Uchiha clan land? Sasuke clenched his fists and ran to the door of Shoyu's house. His young body squeezed into the crowd and came to the front row. Get out of the way, everyone. You are not from my Uchiha clan, how can you enter my Uchiha territory without permission? Hey, didn't you hear me? Get out of the way. But, whose ass is pushing me? Ah! No matter how loud he shouted, he was drowned out by the chattering crowd in the next second. Several voluptuous big-butt women seemed to be annoyed by the sudden appearance of Sasuke, and they scolded impatiently. Whose naughty child is this? Why is he here? Go play somewhere else. Reckless kid, can you put away the toy kunai in your hand? If you accidentally get my stocking snarled, I'll punish you. This child should be here to find his mother, right? Be good, don't worry, your mother may be interviewing at Shoyu's house, and she will be out soon. Why does such a cute child look so fierce? Pray for your mother to pass the interview. If she is successfully accepted into Shoyu's family, you will be considered half Uchiha from now on. Quote. What did you say? Sasuke was completely speechless, his expression became more and more ugly, and he stretched his neck and shouted loudly. Call me half Uchiha, I am Uchiha Sasuke, the son of the Uchiha clan leader, the person with the purest Uchiha bloodline. Quote. You are Sasuke. the other survivor of the Uchiha clan. The women were dumbfounded and looked at Sasuke carefully from top to bottom. When they saw the iconic small, ping-pong paddle on the back of Sasuke's shirt, their faces turned pale in shock. Oh no, this is the emblem of the Uchiha clan. Now, except Xiaoyu and Sasuke, who else dares to wear it? The women didn't dare to breathe. They waited hard for a long time, and it was about to be their turn, but now they have offended the young clan leader of the Uchiha clan. What should they do? Get out of the way. I want to go in. Sasuke hated women the most. Apart from his mother, he never wasted words with other women or girls. He pushed the three women aside and broke into the door of Uchiha Xiaoyu's house. In the hall of the wooden house, Xiaoyu was sitting at the table interviewing a young woman who looked pretty good. Behind him, Inuzuka Akemi was carefully helping Xiaoyu change the medicine. The two of them flirted with each other from time to time. Akemi's red dress still had obvious wrinkles and white sweat stains, and even the hem of the skirt had turned up to the base of her thighs, and she had no time to take care of it. It was obvious that these two people had something wrong just now, and it was not a small matter. It was probably because their clothes got in the way. Xiaoyu flipped through the resume in his hand, and looked at the figure of the woman in front of him, and asked with a slightly questioning tone, 36D. Are you sure? The woman blushed and said shyly, I am sure that the clothes I wore today may be a little cautious and not very intuitive. If you don't believe me, I can show you now. As she spoke, she had already reached out to the high collar and pulled it down. No, I just asked casually. Xiaoyu didn't expect that such a shy young woman like her would make such a direct move. He quickly stood up and stretched out his hand to stop her, but he didn't expect that the woman's collar had been pulled down. Due to inertia, Xiaoyu's outstretched hand had no time to retract, and fell on the soft position without bias, just right. You didn't lie, you couldn't even hold my hand, it seems that I was wrong just now. Xiaoyu, what are you doing? The scene of Xiaoyu flirting with the woman happened to be seen by Sasuke, who had just entered the hall. You lecherous fool, you don't want to betray me now, right? Are you so blatant? Sasuke's face turned red with anger. He could no longer suppress the anger in his chest, and immediately threw a shuriken, shooting straight at Xiaoyu's eyebrows. At the critical moment, Inuzuka Akemi immediately stood up and raised her long white legs, and kicked the shuriken away with a sweep. Inuzuka Akemi is a Jonin-level ninja in Konoha, and it is easy for her to deal with Sasuke's moves. You are hiding behind a woman again. You used to do this when my father was alive. Xiaoyu, you have completely disgraced the Uchiha clan. From ancient times to the present, when has a dignified Uchiha man ever relied on a woman for protection? Xiaoyu can be said to be the first one. This is absolutely intolerable for Sasuke, a straight man who fully believes in Uchiha male chauvinism. Looking at Sasuke, who was shaking with anger, Xiaoyu sighed helplessly and advised softly. Sasuke, we are the only two pure-blooded Uchiha left in the Uchiha clan. Can you calm down and talk to me? What we need now is unity and the future planning of the Uchiha clan. There is nothing to talk about with you, a pervert. The Uchiha clan has me, and you are not missing one. Everything you do while you are alive will only bring bad luck to the Uchiha. Sasuke, you have a deep prejudice against me. This is not prejudice, it is deep disgust. Ever since I can remember, I hate you the most, Xiaoyu. Okay, I understand. Xiaoyu did not comment on Sasuke's reaction. In the past, I did bring a lot of bad things to the reputation of the Uchiha clan, but now what I do is really not what you think. I am saving the Uchiha clan. Sasuke would never believe such words, and snorted coldly, HMPH, are you lying to a child? You call touching someone's breast in public such a dirty thing saving the Uchiha clan? Sasuke, you can't just look at the surface, you have to understand the deep meaning of what I do. Xiaoyu decided that he must teach Sasuke a good lesson, otherwise Sasuke's childish mind would not be able to understand it at all. Chushi, take this girl out first, let me talk to Sasuke alone. Inuzuka Chushi glanced at the murderous Sasuke and said worriedly, let me stay by your side to protect you, I'm afraid of Sasuke. Xiaoyu waved his hand, don't worry, I'm fine. Although my strength is not even that of a genin, I won't be easily killed by a child who has just entered school. Seeing Sha Yu's firm attitude, Inuzuka Chushi said no more, and had to silently take the woman out of the hall and close the door. You still have some backbone. Finally, you don't hide behind a woman. Sasuke took out a kunai and held it tightly in his hand, and walked slowly towards Sha Yu. Feeling the murderous intent in Sasuke's eyes, Sha Yu was not panicked at all. He sat back in his original position with his legs crossed again. After pouring 2 cups of hot tea, he read slowly. Sasuke, listen to me first. If you feel it's not right after I finish, it's not too late to kill me. I will never resist at that time, okay? Seeing that Sha Yu really didn't want to resist, Sasuke responded coldly, okay. I want to see what you want to say. Sha Yu took a sip of tea and asked with an intriguing expression, Sasuke, what do you think the Uchiha clan needs most, right now? Revenge. Sasuke gritted his teeth and said these 2 words extremely clearly. Revenge. Ha. Sha Yu shook his head slightly and pushed another cup of hot tea in front of Sasuke. Feeling the disdain in Sha Yu's tone, Sasuke shouted ferociously. Am I right, my brother? No, Uchiha Itachi ruined our clan. I must kill that man with my own hands. I believe those dead clansmen also want me to do the same. Sha Yu, revenge costs time. With your current strength, are you sure you can kill him? To say the least, you don't even know where Uchiha Itachi is now, so how can you talk about revenge? When Sasuke heard this, he was speechless for a moment. I can't say it, but there is still stubbornness in my eyes. I will work hard to practice, and I will definitely surpass him with my talent. At that time, I will search all over the world until I find him. Sha Yu, have you ever thought that this may take 5, 10, or even longer? What to do with the Uchiha land in the village? Is it possible to let it continue to be abandoned like this? It has become a ruined mess. A grassy wasteland. Sasuke was about to retort, but he didn't know what to say. He had indeed never considered Sha Yu's words. After that night, Sasuke only thought about revenge, and he didn't care about anything else. Sha Yu continued to ask, Sasuke, do you know what, in my opinion, the Uchiha clan needs most right now? What is it? Population. Sasuke didn't expect this answer. As long as there are more people, the Uchiha clan will be revitalized. The power of unity is great, not only in terms of strength, but also status, financial resources, material resources, and even power. They will regain their place in Konoha. Or even ban Konoha. Quote. Listening to Sha Yu's words, Sasuke was completely confused. He didn't understand it at all, but he didn't know why. He felt that Sha Yu's words seemed to make sense. Sasuke chose to continue listening. Therefore, Uchiha's top priority should be to replenish the population as soon as possible. Restoring the clan's economy and vitality to its original state is the top priority. Sasuke thought for a moment and seemed to suddenly think of something. Is that why you summoned so many people? Just to replenish the population? Sha Yu nodded. Yes. HMPH. Stop joking. Sasuke sneered contemptuously. What's the use of calling those people here? They don't have any Uchiha blood in their bodies at all, and they are not worthy of being Uchiha clan members. Sha Yu's pupils shrank and he replied meaningfully. As you said, they may not be worthy, but what if they are pregnant with children of our Uchiha clan? Quote exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark quote. These words were like an enlightenment. Sasuke finally understood. It turns out that this is Sha Yu's purpose. Sasuke gradually remembered that from the gate of the clan to Sha Yu's house, almost all of them were women, and not a single man was seen. Sha Yu, the reason why you recruit a wife is because you want us, the only ones left in Uchiha, to continue the race. No, no, no. Sha Yu looked at Sasuke's childish face and said with a smile, I can bear this burden by myself at the moment. You are not suitable now. Let's talk about it in 10 years. What's more, your talent is stronger than mine. I know that you want revenge now, so you don't need to worry about adding a child to Uchiha for the time being. Sasuke, you just need to practice hard. When Sasuke heard this, he breathed a sigh of relief. He prefers training to women. With Sha Yu's words, he could continue to walk his own path with peace of mind. Sorry, Sha Yu. Brother, I wrongly blamed you just now. I originally thought you were just a lustful person, but I never thought you would think so far. What did you call me just now? Xiaoyu, brother. In Xiaoyu's memory, this was the first time he heard Sasuke call him brother. Perhaps because both of them have Uchiha blood flowing in their bodies, this, brother, is particularly cordial. Xiaoyu held Sasuke in his arms and firmly promised, "Brother Sasuke, don't worry. I will definitely make the Uchiha clan the largest ninja clan again. Return to the top in every aspect." Sasuke responded without hesitation, "Me too. I will definitely kill that man and avenge all the Uchiha people who died that night." Xiaoyu, "Then it's settled, you are in charge of revenge, and I am in charge of having babies. Although they are different paths, there is always only one goal." Sasuke and Xiaoyu faced each other and shouted in unison, "Revive Uchiha." Xiaoyu didn't intend to tell Sasuke the truth about that man. Because there is no need. This is Itachi's decision that has been settled for a long time, and it is also Sasuke's current choice. The affairs between the two brothers cannot be controlled by others. Furthermore, even if Xiaoyu really said it, Sasuke probably wouldn't believe it. So be it. For the young Sasuke, it was better to have his heart only occupied by hatred for one person than to fall into confusion and emptiness. After learning about Xiaoyu's family continuation plan, Sasuke seemed to have changed into a different person, and even began to take the initiative to manage the formation outside the door. With him organizing and controlling outside, the women queuing outside obviously became much more honest, and the disputes of cutting in line and quarreling disappeared completely, and the team became orderly. As time passed, the bright moon was overhead, and after interviewing the last woman, today's wife recruiting project finally ended. It was already late at night. After a tiring day, neither Xiaoyu nor Sasuke slept. They were sitting in front of the lights, allocating mansions to the women who passed the interview today according to the house distribution on the Uchiha clan map, and making detailed plans for settling down. A total of 188 women were interviewed today, of which 120 passed the interview. In fact, Xiaoyu's requirements were not high. After all, even infertility was not a problem in front of his ninjutsu fa-fa winning technique. The 68 women who failed the exam were just because their appearance and age were really unacceptable to Xiaoyu. Simply put, I can't eat it. Even a small part of it is the kind that Xiaoyu would be scared awake even if he was lying in the same bed. It's scary to think about it. Go to bed early, Sasuke. You just recovered not long ago and need a good rest. Let me worry about the clan affairs. I'm in good health, brother Xiaoyu, don't worry about me. I think someone will come for an interview tomorrow. Well, probably. My wife recruitment notice was released this morning. It should be quite popular in the next few days. Moreover, many women who had a one-night or several-night relationship with me before did not come today. I believe they will report here one by one in the future. Sasuke raised his eyebrows. Are you so sure? Maybe they have married someone else. Hehe, impossible. Xiaoyu smiled confidently. As long as a woman has a one-night relationship with me, she will no longer be interested in other men. This is my outstanding feature, no one can match it. Sasuke blinked in confusion. I don't quite understand, but it seems to be very powerful. Xiaoyu rubbed Sasuke's little head. One day you will understand, but it doesn't mean anything to you even if you understand, because you don't care at all. The next day, there were still more than 300 women who came to the Uchiha clan for interviews. After screening, about half were left. It will still be the same every day in the future. As time went by, within just 1 week, Xiaoyu had successfully taken in nearly 1,000 wives and concubines. But in the following time, the number of people was obviously much smaller than before. Xiaoyu understood that the heat had passed. In other words, everything that should come has come. These more than 1,000 wives have common characteristics. She was a poor girl born in a humble family in Konoha village who wanted to marry into a wealthy Uchiha family and rely on her name and financial resources to live a prosperous life. She is a rich woman who is doing business in Konoha village, carefree and loves to enjoy herself. She comes here purely for Xiaoyu's appearance and body. She is seriously addicted, willing to make any sacrifices, and cannot extricate herself from Xiaoyu. In short, there are very few women in the middle class. In other words, there are almost no kunoichi. The salaries of female ninjas are relatively stable, and they can earn income as long as they go on missions. Although they are not rich, they are definitely not miserable. Moreover, they were arrogant and could not take the initiative to put down their dignity and marry Uchiha. The reason why Hongdu was able to accept Hongdu before was because of a coincidence. Xiaoyu and Hongdu happened to be in the same dark bedroom at that time. Coupled with the effect of alcohol, it was easy for a man and a woman to be pushed over, so sparks were inevitable. The same is true for Inuzuka Akemi. She felt Xiaoyu's charm up close, and then she was completely fascinated. It seems that if you want to take it all in, you still need to take the initiative to tease me in the future, otherwise the high-quality women in Konoha will not take the bait so easily. After thinking for a moment, Xiaoyu stretched and sat up from the bed. In the past few days, he has been busy working on his crazy seed dumping plan in the clan area, day and night. At this rate, I believe that in about 4 months, every wife should be able to be lucky. Get up, keep working hard. Start walking to the next room. Konoha village, Hokage's office. Dang dang dang. Enter. The door was pushed open, and Danzo walked in with his eyes narrowed and expressionless. He sat on the sofa next to him as usual and said faintly, Hiruzen, are you in such a hurry to find me? What's wrong? Hiruzen, what can it be? Of course it's related to the Uchiha clan, otherwise I wouldn't come to you alone. Danzo, what happened to Uchiha? Hiruzen, Danzo, you don't have to pretend in front of me. Don't tell me that you don't know. I can clearly see the surveillance behavior of your invisible subordinates around the Uchiha clan. Chew. Danzo, oh, it seems that we thought of going together. You are also sending people to monitor Uchiha. Hiruzen sighed. Now I regret agreeing to Xiaoyu's conditions. I originally thought that he would only have about 7 or 8 wives at most. Who would have thought that he would start such a big battle? It's great to be young. Sarutobi Hiruzen took a long puff of cigarette, his eyes filled with envy. Danzo, you would actually hate an Uchiha waste who can only think with his lower body, the head of a village in Konoha, so idle. Hearing this, Hiruzen scolded. Duanzo, you really can't stand and talk. I have received many letters of protest from young men in the village. If this continues, I'm afraid Konoha village will become a bachelor's village. Quote. Danzo snorted coldly. Humph, why are you panicking? From what I have observed of Uchiha Xiaoyu these days, he is completely an arrogant and lustful stallion. If he keeps this pace, he will definitely suffer from kidney deficiency in less than half a year. And I say, in half a year, Xiaoyu's women will become widows. In the end, won't they still marry those male villagers? A bachelor's village doesn't exist. Hiruzen asked anxiously. What are you talking about? Who among the young men would marry a widow? Danzo, that's better than being a bachelor. Those who submitted letters of protest should be ordinary people who have no money, no power and no strength. People with strength have no worries about not being able to marry a wife. Only unscrupulous people can. If you worry about such nonsense, the status of unscrupulous people is only worthy of being a widow. Hiruzen's face darkened. Danzo, aren't you afraid of chilling the hearts of the villagers with your words? Danzo, I never care what people without strength say about me. Whether they are cold or not has nothing to do with me. Hiruzen was speechless. Forget it, I shouldn't come to you to discuss this matter today. I have already decided to limit the number of wives and concubines that Xiaoyu can recruit again. After all, we took Xiaoyu's money and directly abolished it. No, let the number of his wives remain at the current level of 1,000. Danzo shook his head decisively. No, I don't agree. Hiruzen was startled. Why? Danzo said. Hiruzen, you have also sent people to observe for a week. You should have figured out Xiaoyu's purpose. He only slept with the same woman once. It is obvious that Xiaoyu wants to increase his belt by passing on the lineage and having children. People with Uchiha blood. Hiruzen didn't speak, just nodded. He had already noticed this. Danzo continued. Although the Uchiha people disgust me, I admit their strength from the bottom of my heart. I think that the increase in the number of Uchiha people will do more good than harm to the improvement of Konoha's overall strength. Since Xiaoyu, if he wants to give birth, then let him give birth. At this rate of overdrawing his body, he will die within half a year. In a year, the little Uchiha will be born one after another, and there will be at least 100 children. As long as the number of wives is not limited, Xiaoyu may even leave more offspring before he dies. You have to think clearly. These little Uchiha are a group of young and ignorant blank slates, and they will all be used by our Konoha in the future. They have been influenced by Konoha's will since they were young. Maybe we can cultivate more selfless people like Uchiha Shisui. Danzo became more and more excited, and the cruelty in his eyes became more and more obvious, and even if the little Uchiha, it doesn't matter if they don't obey our management. At worst, we can secretly annihilate the clan again. He. The corpses of Uchiha are all treasures. Hiruzen, I've made it so clear, you should understand what I mean. Don't worry about him, let Xiaoyu go. What's the point of marrying a wife for those ordinary people in the village who can only protest? It's nothing more than giving birth to another ordinary person. For Konoha, children born by ordinary people are dispensable. It's better to invest all the women in Xiaoyu. I said so much, all for the good of Konoha. After listening to Danzo's words, Hiruzen said nothing and fell into deep thought. What my old friend Danzo said makes sense. Hiruzen was so confused. If you continue to indulge Xiaoyu, you will really be sorry for the group of singles who protested. But he couldn't bear to interrupt this Uchiha baby-making machine. According to this development, a lot of little Uchihas can be born in a year. The radical ideas of Uchiha have disappeared. With a little training, the young Uchiha will definitely be as loyal to Konoha as other families. In terms of training, Sarutobi Hiruzen had absolute confidence. After thinking about it, Sarutobi Hiruzen sighed slightly. Okay, I agree with you for the time being. I can probably suppress the protests of these bachelors for half a year, but Uchiha Xiaoyu will die if he does not exhaust himself in half a year. What should we do? Danzo sneered. Humph, don't worry, I will take action, you don't need to worry. Hiruzen heard this and nodded silently without saying anything. If there's nothing else, I'll leave first. Danzo stood up and hurriedly left the Hokage's office. Today, he has someone important to meet. Late at night, Konoha Root Organization Base. Two people wearing black robes appeared in the lobby of the Root Organization Base. Danzo, who was sitting in the main seat on the stage, opened his eyes slightly and said, "You are finally here, Orochimaru." Orochimaru said with a sinister smile, "Tisk, tisk, tisk." Danzo, long time no see, how are you doing? Danzo, how about we forget about the polite words between you and me? Have you brought what I want? Orochimaru took out a scroll from his black robe. What you want is inside. Danzo's eyes lit up and he winked at the men beside him. The men nodded and appeared beside Orochimaru in an instant, taking the scroll over. Untie. With a bang sound, the white mist dissipated, and a numb arm with 10 Sharingan eyes appeared on the scroll. What's even more outrageous is that the deltoid muscle of that arm also has a face that looks like the first Hokage of Konoha, Senju Hashirama. Danzo was calm on the outside but ecstatic on the inside. With this arm, his strength can be greatly improved, and he may even surpass his best friend, Sarutobi Hiruzen, who has been trying to catch up since childhood. Orochimaru and the man in black robes behind him slowly walked forward and reminded Danzo, don't look at it. Time waits for no one. Although the existence of Hashirama cells can maintain the activity of these Sharingan eyes, I advise you to have an arm transplant as soon as possible. Danzo took off his coat. Aren't you the best at this kind of work? Come and do the surgery for me, right now. Orochimaru licked his tongue and said with a sinister smile, Tisk, tisk, tisk. I didn't expect you to trust me so much. Aren't you afraid that I would kill you during the operation? Danzo snorted coldly. I believe you won't do this. This is my territory. If you touch me, these elite men around me will never let you go. What's more, you have no reason to kill me. As soon as he finished speaking, dozens of masked root ninjas appeared around Danzo. Orochimaru glanced around, and the corner of his mouth raised a playful arc. Don't get excited, it's just a joke. I won't do anything to your master. After all, our cooperation will continue. You were right, Danzo. He turned his head and said to the man in black robes he had brought behind him, the operation is left to you. Okay, Lord Orochimaru. The man in black robe lifted his hood and revealed his true appearance. Danzo took a closer look and looked slightly surprised. You are Kabuto Yakushi. Haha, Danzo-sama still remembers me. Kabuto Yakushi stepped forward, pretending to have an expression of respect, and there was a hint of murderous intent in his eyes, but it was only for a moment. He hated Danzo, the old fox. During the Third Ninja War a few years ago, due to the war, Yakushi Kabuto was seriously injured on the head when he was young and lost all his memory. He did not know which village he belonged to or who his parents were. I don't even know my own name. Kabuto, who was supposed to starve to death in the wilderness, accidentally met Nanoyu, a medical ninja pharmacist from Konoha's medical team. Nanoyu is a kind-hearted woman. She also has another identity, managing an orphanage. Dean. Nanoyu personally used medical ninjutsu to heal Yakushi Kabuto, took him back to the orphanage, gave him a warm place to stay, and even gave him a name, Kabuto, himself. It is precisely because of Nono's tenderness towards Kabuto that she became the inner support of the young Kabuto. Although Kabuto has lost his past memories, Kabuto now has a new life. During this period of life in the orphanage, Kabuto can live it. Very happy. Kabuto gradually grew up. Under the guidance of Dean Nono, he showed amazing talent in medical ninjutsu. He thought that life would be so peaceful and harmonious, but he never thought that one night, 3 men in black suddenly arrived. The visit broke Do's ordinary and fulfilling life. These 3 people are Danzo, the leader of Konoha's roots, and his 2 personal followers, Orochimaru and Aburame Shiguro. Pharmacist Nanoyu was once the top elite of the intelligence department of the root organization, and was known as the Wandering Witch. Danzo came here to express that a war may break out between Konoha and Iwa Ninja. He hoped that Nanoyu would regain his identity as an intelligence elite and secretly sneak into Iwagakure village to collect intelligence for Konoha. Nanoyu did not want to take orders from Danzo, claiming that she had left the root organization for many years, and just wanted to take good care of the orphans displaced by the war in this orphanage. She made it clear that the spy career was no longer suitable for her. But how could Danzo care about other people's feelings? He threatened the safety of all the adults and children in the orphanage, forcing Nanoyu to agree to his orders, and said the words he often said, "In order to protect Muyi, the price of human life is not worth mentioning." Nanoyu was well aware of Danzo's ruthlessness, so he had no choice but to obey. Next, Danzo intensified his efforts and made an additional request on the condition of Konoha's aid to the orphanage. He wants to select one of the children living in the orphanage to join the root organization and work for him. Kabuto Yakushi, who had been eavesdropping outside the house, sensed the director's embarrassment. In order for the friends in the orphanage to get better support and no longer starve, he took the initiative to join Danzo's command and relied on his talent to become an excellent intelligence officer. But then, the most embarrassing thing happened. As the old saying goes, the more you know, the more dangerous you are. Danzo had no intention of keeping Kabuto and Nanoyu, the pharmacists who had brought back a lot of information to Konoha, alive from the beginning. He secretly designed it to prompt the 2 to kill each other. Kabuto accidentally killed the only pillar of support in his heart in a hurry. Dean. Before the Dean died, he even forgot Kabuto's appearance. Kabuto collapsed. The person who gave him his name actually didn't remember who he was. Just when Kabuto lost himself, spiritual mentor Orochimaru appeared and told Kabuto all the truth. He finally understood that this was all Danzo's routine. Now, Kabuto has followed Orochimaru for many years, and his biggest enemy Danzo is standing in front of him. Although he wants to take revenge, he comes with Orochimaru-sama's plan. Orochimaru is the only one who recognizes him. Kabuto will never be disobedient, he can only temporarily bury his hatred in his heart. Danzo said expressionlessly, "I didn't expect that this child is still alive." Orochimaru, you are very good at picking people. This child has really good abilities. You deliberately brought him to me. It shouldn't be possible just to help me with the surgery. Keep it simple. Orochimaru sneered. As expected of you, really old fox. Then I won't hide it. I want you to help me place this child in the Genin circle of Konoha so that he can participate in the Chunin exams over the years. Don't worry, he will fail the exam on purpose. Danzo raised his eyebrows. It's not difficult to arrange this, but I want to know your purpose. Orochimaru spread his hands. Of course, let him collect information. Every year, the Chunin exams will be attended by kiddos trained by other villages. They are the future of each village. The more information is collected, the more useful it will be for me, benefit. In addition, if something happens to your new arm, he can also help you treat it. It will be very convenient for you if I leave him in Konoha. Danzo unexpectedly agreed readily. Okay, I agree. Orochimaru. Since the goal has been achieved, I won't stay here too much. The original owner of your arm has been very frizzy recently. I have to go back and watch him. After saying that, Orochimaru turned into a plume of smoke and disappeared. Kabuto Yakushi's medical skills were far beyond those of ordinary people. Coupled with the blessing of Hashirama's cell activity, the arm replacement surgery was completed in just half an hour. Danzo moved a little and said with satisfaction, "Not bad, it fits well." Kabuto Yakushi responded respectfully, "That's good. Danzo, starting from tomorrow, you will become my official genin of Konoha. I will let you participate in every Chunin exam in the future. Go on." "Thank you, Danzo-sama." Kabuto Yakushi retreated. After Kabuto left, the attendant beside Danzo reminded him in a low voice. "Lord Danzo, Orochimaru blatantly placed his people in Konoha. He definitely has no good intentions. Do you need me to secretly kill the guy named Kabuto?" Danzo shook his head. "No, he must be kept alive. You have to know that the person Orochimaru hates in Konoha is not me, but his master Sarutobi Hiruzen. Even if he has no good intentions, he will only attack Hiruzen, regardless of whether they are master or disciple. Whoever wins or loses will be beneficial to me," Danzo said as he continued to admire his brand new arms. "Go, make me a metal arm guard to cover up. I have the secret of Hashirama's cells and Sharingan arm, and I don't want others to know." Yes, a week has passed. In the morning, the third Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen, wearing a shadow hat, appeared alone at the gate of the Uchiha clan. In his hand, there was a red wedding invitation. It was sent by the Uchiha clan. Invitation: I, Uchiha Shou, will hold a wedding banquet in the Uchiha clan. I respectfully invite the respected third Hokage to witness our happy family. Uchiha Shou, etc. are cordially invited. Closing square bracket. At this moment, Sarutobi Hiruzen's heart is complicated. Envy, jealousy, hatred, and a little helplessness. I didn't expect that the biggest beneficiary of the Uchiha clan being exterminated would be you, Uchiha Shou. You are the first person from ancient times to have such a big wedding. After a while, representatives of the major ninja families in Konoha village arrived one after another. After all, the Uchiha clan has always been a prominent family since the founding of Konoha. No matter how it has fallen now, other families should still give it face. The expressions of the clan leaders of each family are not much different from Sarutobi Hiruzen, with mixed feelings. Nara clan leader Nara Shikaku. Women are troublesome animals. This Uchiha Shou is really not afraid of trouble. In order to revive the Uchiha clan, the price paid is really not small. If I were him, I would not do this. Yamanaka clan leader Yamanaka Inoichi. Hokage, is this really okay? My daughter Ino always cries that she wants to marry Sasuke when she grows up after school. You know I am a daughter slave and can't bear her to be wronged. If Ino really marries Sasuke in the future, what should I do if Sasuke also does this? She doesn't mind, but I do. Akamichi clan leader Akamichi Choza. I have no objection to other things, but what's the situation that my favorite barbecue restaurant and meatball restaurant have moved to the Uchiha clan? The boss lady can get married, but she has to move the store away. Hyuga clan leader Hyuga Hiyashi. Be content, at least your families have fewer women. A few days ago, I found that 2 daughters from the branch families of the clan came here to sign up for an interview without permission, hoping to become Uchiha Shou's wife. Fortunately, I reacted quickly and caught them in time, otherwise the consequences would be disastrous. Hearing this, Danzo, the head of the Shimura clan and Konoha's senior consultant, said with interest. The Uchiha clan and the Hyuga clan's bloodline merged. Haha, what kind of eyes will the child born have? Interesting. Hyuga Hiyashi's face sank. Danzo, your idea is very dangerous, I will not let this happen. Danzo did not respond, but just snorted coldly, but he had already remembered this interesting idea deeply in his heart. Inuzuka Hana, the head of the Inuzuka clan, sighed deeply. Alas, one of our family's talented women has been kidnapped by Uchiha Xiaoyu. After seeing Xiaoyu's beauty up close that day, Inuzuka Hana actually had this idea, but she was the head of the clan after all. In terms of personal desires and family honor, Inuzuka Hana had to choose the latter for the sake of the overall situation. The head of the Aburame clan, Aburame Jiwei, stood silently in the corner of the crowd with his hands in his pockets, saying nothing, but repeating one sentence endlessly in his heart: why didn't anyone complain about me? Didn't they see me? At this time, two figures, one big and one small, slowly walked to the door in the Uchiha clan. They were the only two remaining masters of the Uchiha clan, Uchiha Xiaoyu and Uchiha Sasuke. Hokage-sama, clan leaders, welcome to my wedding. With your blessings, I believe I will be stronger and stronger tonight. Ahem, ahem. After these words came out, the third Hokage and clan leaders coughed awkwardly. They were disgusted with Xiaoyu's frivolous attitude. Alas, the Uchiha clan is probably completely doomed by Xiaoyu's generation. This is the common feeling of every clan leader. Only Danzo didn't think so. He had his own plan. Go wild as much as you can. Xiaoyu, you are a waste who can only think with your lower body. When all your wives have children, you will be dead soon. After you die, these new Uchiha will be taken over by me, Danzo. Brainwashed and trained from childhood, killing each other, awakening and opening the eyes, becoming my endless reserve army of Sharingan, helping me become the #1 ninja today. Then, I will definitely let Konoha unify the world. He. Just when Danzo was standing alone at the gate of the Uchiha clan, the wedding had already begun in the clan. The number of brides was amazing. It filled up a whole street. The guests who entered the venue just shook hands and gave blessings to Xiaoyu's brides one by one, and it took nearly an hour. After shaking hands, the clan leaders sighed. How can attending a wedding be more tiring than carrying out a mission? You sit down first, I'll go talk to Sasuke. For my daughter's future, I want to see if Sasuke's current thoughts have been corrupted by Xiaoyu. No, let's go. This wedding is so troublesome. We have already shown up and shown our sincerity. There is no need to stay any longer. Shikaku, wait a minute, the banquet will start soon. We have consumed so much energy, we must finish eating before leaving. Zuo Ding, are you sure you want to stay to eat? When it comes to the toasting session, even if each person only toasts you one glass, you will have to drink for at least 3 hours. Quote. As soon as these words came out, everyone broke out in a cold sweat and left one after another, including the third Hokage. Xiaoyu, I'm busy with many things, and there are still many documents to review in the office. I'm going back first. I want to go home and play chess with my son, so I won't bother you anymore. I suddenly remembered that I forgot to water the flowers in my daughter's shop. Today is my son's birthday, and I promised to take him to the neighboring village for barbecue. Hinata and Hanabi will have a competition later, and I need to personally guide them. Xiaoyu smiled and said, I understand. You are all for the village and the family. Since everyone is so busy, I won't force you to stay. I will also start working hard to make the Uchiha clan prosperous again as soon as possible. All wives, don't worry, Xiaoyu, we will also work hard. Because the guests left, the wedding of 1,000 people ended in just one morning. In the following days, Xiaoyu's legal life of working day and night officially began. In the blink of an eye, more than half a year has passed. One morning, outside the delivery room of Konoha Hospital, Xiaoyu and Sasuke, as well as a group of pregnant ladies, were waiting anxiously. Today is an important day. Xiaoyu's first batch of children are about to be born. Suddenly, with the sound of babies crying coming from the door, Xiaoyu's mind also heard a series of voices. Ding! Uchiha clan member +1, the clan member's comprehensive potential rating is B, reward, the host's own chakra doubles. Closing square bracket. Ding! Uchiha clan member +1, the clan member's comprehensive potential rating is C, reward, fire escape, great fireball technique. Closing square bracket. Ding! Uchiha clan member +1, the clan member's comprehensive potential rating is SS, special reward, his own eyes evolve into 3 Magatama Sharingan. Cool, Xiaoyu's eyes were bright, and a flash of scarlet with 3 Magatama colors disappeared in an instant. As an Uchiha, he finally awakened his Sharingan at the age of 19. It's just that unlike other Uchiha, he relied solely on giving birth to children and awakened with the power of blood essence. The harvest season continues. During this period, the delivery room of Konoha Hospital was completely occupied by Xiaoyu. Wives lined up to give birth, Uchiha heirs were born one after another, and various system rewards emerged one after another. As various system rewards arrived one after another, Xiaoyu's physique and complexion were growing rapidly at a speed visible to the naked eye. He also gradually understood that the reward was determined based on the physical potential score of the newborn heir. The score is C, and the rewards are various common ninja techniques, which can be learned instantly. The score is B, and the rewards are mainly chakra, almost doubled. Rated A, mostly advanced ninja techniques. Rated S, not encountered yet. The score is SS, and the reward is the opening of the Sharingan Eye, and the leapfrog evolution into the 3 Magatama. This child with a score of SS was born to Hongdu. And those rated B and C were almost all born to ordinary women who were not ninjas. It seems that if I want to improve the quality of system rewards, I need to find a strong partner. The stronger the partner's physique and strength, the higher the potential of the child born. But you still have to have children with ordinary people. No matter what the ratings and rewards are, grasshopper legs are also meat. The more the merrier. It's not a loss anyway. More than half a month has passed since the harvest season. Uchiha Natsuyu's children have reached nearly 100 people. Xiaoyu has actually built a confinement center and a newborn care base in the clan area in advance, but because there are so many children, no matter how many nannies are hired to take care of them, they are still very busy. Honey, hubby, Sister Chushi is about to give birth. Go and have a look. Inuzuka Akemi was considered to be one of the first families to be sewed by Xiaoyu. However, due to physical reasons, the child was born late, and Xiaoyu was very worried about Akemi's physical condition. Xiaoyu, who was sweating profusely, responded urgently, "Okay. After I finish changing the children's diapers, I will go see her immediately." At this time, Sasuke ran over and said, "Brother Xiaoyu, please leave the children to me. Go to the hospital quickly." During the harvest season, apart from Xiaoyu, the happiest person was Sasuke. These rows of new generation little Uchihas lying in cribs gave Sasuke hope of the Uchiha clan's re-emergence. He is really happy and also realizes his responsibility as a brother-in-law, even though he is only 8 years old. Sasuke deliberately took a long leave from the ninja school so that he could have more time to take care of the future of this group of Uchihas. This seems to be the nature of the Uchiha clan, they are particularly caring for their juniors. It can be said that the average person is a younger brother. Xiaoyu was very pleased to see Sasuke not panicking at all and ordering the nannies to take care of the newborn in an orderly manner. Xiaoyu was very pleased with his ability to control the situation. "Sasuke, you have grown up." On the way to the delivery room, the system's reward notification sound was still playing continuously in Xiaoyu's mind. Byte, Uchiha Tribesman +1, the overall potential score of this tribe is C, reward, Fire Release Ho Fire Dragon Technique. Byte, Uchiha Tribesman +1, the overall potential score of this tribe is B, reward, Host Chakra Doubled. Byte, Uchiha Tribesman +1, the overall potential score of this tribe is A, hereby rewards, Fire Release Fire Extinguishing. Every time a bonus tip is played, it means a new Uchiha is born. But the potential level is almost all below A level. No one above S level has appeared. I guess Chushi hasn't given birth yet, so I should be able to catch up. Xiaoyu believed that with Inuzuka Akemi's Jonin level strength, the potential of the child born would definitely reach the SS level. Konoha Hospital is located in the center of the village, and the Uchiha tribe's land is in the far corner of the village. On normal days, it would take Xiaoyu 10 minutes at best to reach the hospital if he ran at full speed from the tribe's land. But now, the chakra in his body has increased more than dozens of times. With the increase in chakra, Xiaoyu's own physique and speed have also been greatly improved. With the large number of rewarded ninjutsu, he feels that his strength is almost as strong as elite Jonin levels are the same. Within a few minutes, the hospital arrived. Inuzuka Akemi has just been released from the delivery room and is preparing to enter the delivery room to give birth. Chushi. Sorry, I'm late. Seeing Sha Yu's appearance, Chushi, who had a painful expression, forced a smile. Don't worry, the baby and I will be safe. Don't worry about me, there are so many newborns, just return to the clan and take charge of the overall situation. Sha Yu held Chushi's hand tightly and comforted. Sasuke is here in the clan. It's no problem. I will wait for you and the child to come out together at the door of the delivery room. Okay, The amniotic water has broken. Enter the delivery room quickly. Family members of the mother, please step back and wait outside the door. At the same time, in the Hokage's office, Sarutobi Hiruzen held his pipe in his mouth, looked at the starry sky outside the window with a serious expression, and slowly said, Duanzo, more than half a year has passed, and Sha Yu is not exhausted, and his complexion is even more rosy than before. This is very different from your previous prediction. Danzo responded. I underestimated him before. I thought he was just a stallion. I never thought he was a big stallion. Hiruzen, indeed, I am not as good as Sha Yu in this aspect alone. You can't do it either, Danzo. Hearing this, Danzo said with disdain. You are not me, how do you know I can't do it? When I was young, I also did it. Before Danzo finished speaking, Hiruzen shook his head and interrupted him directly. Okay, Danzo, stop bragging. Don't I know the quality of your kidneys? I didn't ask you to talk about this kind of thing today. Now the number of newborns in Uchiha has exceeded 100, and there are nearly 100 people waiting to give birth. Almost all of Sha Yu's remaining wives are pregnant. If all of them give birth, at least thousands of Uchiha children can be born. You should be satisfied with this number. You have to know that Sha Yu has taken in a lot of people recently. If it continues like this, there will be more and more bachelors in Konoha village. I can't suppress the protests of those bachelors. If Sha Yu doesn't die, it will be difficult for me, the Hokage, to deal with it. As Hiruzen spoke, he stared at Danzo with deep eyes. The two looked at each other, and Danzo understood instantly. He stood up and walked to the door, saying coldly, You don't need to remind me, I understand. After tonight, the Uchiha's newborns and those pregnant women will be under the full control of Konoha. After they give birth, I will arrange for them to remarry. Sarutobi Hiruzen pondered for a moment and exhaled a puff of smoke. What are you going to do? Since Sha Yu didn't die in the belly, I can only send someone to send him off in person. Well, do it cleanly, remember, don't attack Sasuke, and don't let Sasuke and others find out that Sha Yu's death was done by our Konoha people. Hiruzen, I told you, you don't need to remind me. When the root is doing things, just rest assured. Danzo walked out of the office and told his subordinates who had been waiting at the door of the office. Find a time tonight and take people to the Uchiha clan to kill Sha Yu. This waste has no use value anymore. Close the internet bar. After dealing with him, remember to bring all the newborns back to the root base. Yes, by the way, knock Sasuke out before the action, don't let him find out. Understood. After receiving the order, the subordinates disappeared. Danzo walked alone in the corridor with a cane, and couldn't help but muttered coldly. I didn't expect to be able to fleece the Uchiha again so soon. Uchiha clan, Shimura Danzo, will always be grateful to you. In the early morning, outside the Konoha hospital, the root members in charge of surveillance were hiding in the dense trees, observing Uchiha Sha Yu's every move through the windows of the hospital. Not long after, a black-clothed ninja wearing a green-patterned mask appeared behind him. The root members turned around and saw the newcomer and immediately said respectfully, Captain Terai. You are here. The ninja called. Terai nodded. Well, how is it? Is Sha Yu still in there? He is still at the door of the number 4 delivery room of the hospital, with a group of women, as if waiting for the child of the woman of the Inuzuka clan to be born. It's been so long, and it hasn't been completed yet. According to the intelligence, the woman of the Inuzuka clan has some problems with her physique and is at risk of dystocia. Hearing this, Terai cursed. It's really a waste of time. If that woman has a dystocia for one night, Sha Yu won't stay in the hospital for one night. The hospital is a public place, and there are a large number of people coming and going regardless of day or night. In order to complete the mission without anyone noticing, Terai couldn't do it in a crowded hospital, so he could only set the assassination location on the way Sha Yu came out of the hospital and returned to the Uchiha clan. But after a long time, the door of the number 4 delivery room was still closed. Terai looked up at the slightly bright sky, and with a determined heart, he ordered sternly. We can't wait any longer. You stay here, I'm going to kill Sha Yu now. After the mission is completed, we will immediately go to the Uchiha clan to grab the child. Before dawn, we must complete all the tasks assigned to us by Danzo. The members' expressions changed when they heard this. Captain Terai, there are so many people in the hospital, we will be discovered. Let him be discovered. Sha Yu's level is at best a genin level, and the others around him are just ordinary amateurs. I can kill him with just one kunai. Even if I am discovered, no one can catch up with me. While speaking, Terai erased all traces of Konoha on his body, and even changed his mask to a different type of mask to prevent others from recognizing him as a member of the Anbu route. After getting ready, Terai ignored the members' dissuasion and disappeared into the darkness. Konoha Hospital, outside the number 4 delivery room. Uchiha Sha Yu was sweating profusely, pacing back and forth in the corridor anxiously. It's been too long. It's been nearly 2 hours. There is still no news in the delivery room. Sha Yu no longer cares whether the child can be born smoothly. He only cares whether Inuzuka Akemi can be safe. It's not terrible to have a difficult birth this time. You can have another one in the future. If the person who gave birth is gone, it will be meaningless. The wives who were also waiting at the door advised one after another. Husband, don't worry, Sister Chushi will be fine. Yes, Sister Chushi is in such good health, and she is also an elite jonin in the village, and the main person in charge of the Konoha Advanced Technology Research Institute. On weekdays, her self-matched diet is the most nutritious. With these, she will not be in trouble. Alas, wives, that's right, but I'm still very worried. It's been 2 hours and there's no result. This is simply too abnormal. Husband, do you think Sister Chushi can survive this? I'm so scared. The wives who accompanied Sha Yu to wait for Chushi to give birth were all sisters who had the best relationship with Chushi. Although they comforted each other, in fact, everyone was very uncertain about Chushi's situation. Sha Yu sighed and turned to look at the door of the delivery room. Suddenly, a kunai broke through the window and went straight to Sha Yu's heart. Quote exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark quote. Sha Yu quickly dodged the kunai attack. This attack was definitely aimed at him. He instantly understood that someone wanted to kill him. If it were in the past, Sha Yu would have immediately run away and begged for mercy. But it was different now. Sha Yu had already gained the strength to be able to stand on his own. No need to be timid anymore. Hide quickly, I'll catch that guy first, and Chushi will be handed over to you. Sha Yu's wives were all ordinary people, and had never experienced such a scene. They quickly hugged the little nurses passing by and hid in the corner trembling. No, someone invaded the hospital. Go find a ninja. Soon, the alarm sounded. Terai, who was hiding outside the window, was secretly surprised. He wanted to get it done in one shot, but he didn't expect that Sha Yu, a waste, could actually avoid his attack. Terai prepared to retreat temporarily, and wait for the riot to calm down a little before looking for an opportunity to assassinate. Who are you? Don't run. Sha Yu noticed him from the window and immediately flew after him. If we let this killer go, it would be like letting a tiger go back to the mountain. We must capture him alive and torture him to find out the truth. Sha Yu is confident in fighting, or rather, he wants to use this battle to test his ability and make his first real-life debut since crossing into the ninja world. For more than half a year, he has not been mindlessly giving birth to a child. Sha Yu would take out an hour every day to practice with Sasuke, grow together, and prepare to quickly master and use the power when he gains it in the future. Stop, don't run. Sha Yu followed closely behind Terai, quickly shuttled across the rooftops, and chased after him. Terai, who had failed in the assassination, was still blaming himself and feeling annoyed. Seeing that Sha Yu had taken the initiative to follow him, his mood immediately improved. I'm afraid this kid is not a fool, he actually dares to follow you. Ha ha ha, God help me, Sha Yu, I will take you to a deserted place and deal with you right now. Terai knew Sha Yu. Although he was born in the powerful Uchiha clan, he had never learned the most basic ninjutsu since he was a child. Apart from being able to deal with women, he was basically a waste among wastes. He only needed one finger. It can be crushed easily. In Terai's opinion, the failure of the assassination just now was definitely because the glass affected the trajectory of the kunai, and it was impossible for Sha Yu to avoid it himself. It's almost time to leave the center of the village. Sha Yu, you must follow me and don't give up halfway. With this purpose in mind, Terai deliberately slowed down, fearing that Sha Yu would not be able to keep up if he ran too fast. Seeing the man in black ahead deliberately slowing down, Sha Yu became suspicious. Is this guy waiting for me on purpose? Haha, interesting, I have to figure out your purpose of killing me. Sha Yu didn't care whether he was in the center of the village or somewhere else. As long as it wasn't the Uchiha clan, he wouldn't have any scruples. After thinking about it, he quickly formed seals with his hands, condensed the huge chakra in his throat in one breath, and spit out a ball of fire at the man in black, getting bigger and bigger. Fire release. Fireball technique. Maybe it was the first time he used fire release ninjutsu, or maybe it was because his chakra amount had increased too much and he had forgotten to control it. The ball of fire that Sha Yu spit out was simply ridiculously big. Like a small meteorite burning with blazing fire. Konoha, which was originally shrouded in darkness, was instantly illuminated by a quarter. Holy shit, Terai had never seen such a huge fireball before. He was so dumbfounded that he even forgot to run for his life. What is this? You call this a huge fireball? This is obviously a meteorite. Terai knew in his heart that there was no way to hide. Even if he gave him 10 lives, he wouldn't be able to hide. Sha Yu was also confused. He knew that the effect and range of any level of ninjutsu were determined by the amount of chakra of the user. Could it be that my chakra level has reached such an astonishing level? That's right. In the past half-month, my chakra amount has increased dozens of times, which is equivalent to triggering the effect of Takigakure Village's treasure, Water of Heroes, for several rounds. If the amount of chakra is small, that would be strange. Water escape water formation wall. Times N. Water escape scroll, open. Times N. Just when the huge fireball was about to engulf some of the buildings in Konoha village and Terai's life, more than 30 root ninjas appeared together. Those who were able to use water release and those who were not able to use water release tried their best to put out the fireball. Call. After the last flames were extinguished, the root ninjas finally relaxed. No matter how dirty work they do on a daily basis, they are all ninjas of Konoha, and protecting the village is an instinctive reaction. But they also knew that they were in trouble. There was such a big movement happening in the village, and it was impossible to hide it even if you wanted to. It is estimated that whether it is the third Hokage, the Anbu, or the various top and middle ninjas in the village, they will all arrive here in a few seconds. I'm sorry, Danzo-sama. Terai's expression was already desperate. However, what made him even more desperate was what he saw today. Uchiha Natsuyu's true strength. No. Impossible, this is absolutely impossible. Sha Yu, why are you so strong? Is the image you maintained before of a trashy pervert all just a disguise? I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.